Friday is Hawaiian shirt day. So, you know, if you want to, go ahead and wear a Hawaiian shirt and jeans.
It's also start whenever you want day, apparently.
Yeah,
you ready yet, Jack?
Jack's got his Hawaiian shirt on. Maybe if you'd gone,
he does have his Hawaiian shirt on.
Gotten yours,
what?
You'd be in sync with us in our rhythm on a Friday.
Like late?
Yeah.
Oh.
Who are you saying is responsible?
That guy.
Jack.
You pushed the last button. He pushes the start button.
What's up, Jack?
Well, I gotta wait till everyone's ready, Rhett.
You know what he was?
Look how far over I am.
He was all cool because his Pittsburgh beat Montreal. Ooh,
Yeah, Penguins are back
to
the moon, apparently.
They're so good.
Pens to the moon, Jack.
Stay focused, man. We got to get through this. We got a big day.
Come on, Jack.
It's the last day of Top Shelf.
I don't like that curtain. I'm gonna fix
it.
You
Who moved it?
The cleaning lady. These people are pissing me off. They turned the thermostat. I'm in a bad mood.
You really are, yeah. You need a banana?
My ears or something.
Are they? Your ears or something?
Yeah. Tough night last night. Bad all around. Bad hockey.
Yeah.
Bad pizza.
Oh dear.
Bad guts. Bad sleep.
How's your lovely bride? Of his life, though. Just a feast.
Sad. Well, I'm sorry.
So hot in here. There's no one else. Like, where's the
It's Hawaiian t-shirt.
Gary's
day.
in a bad mood. Cut the music.
I'm with you, Gary.
Can we
Everyone's
crank up the
sour.
heat because we go short sleeves for Hawaiian t-shirt day? You guys it's taking you 3
See,
See you, everybody.
My gut comes out. This is what the Flames did after 2 last.
Their gut came out?
Left.
After 2. Yeah, I guess.
I mean, what shots were even, score was even, a lot was even after 1, but yeah.
Sorry, Dean. I kind of
No, not at all. No, not at all.
Bad pizza. That's tough.
I'm taking
tough
my
way to-
sweater off. Jack, can you shut
Tough
the
way.
camera off for a second? Sweat.
Shut the camera off.
Turn off his mic.
My camera and my mic so I can take my sweater off.
Just do it.
My gut will come out. I don't need to expose.
Well, what have you got underneath? Do you need me to hold your shirt?
Yeah.
I'll hold your
Thanks,
undershirt.
Jack.
Look at this. Serious.
If you turn it back on,
No, just go to the 3 shot.
Get out of here.
I'll hold
Don't
your
touch him.
Focus.
Come here.
Get out of here.
Come here, you. Give me those ribs. You.
Do not make me run. I am a food with the chocolate. Ow.
Shoulders, eh?
This show is a presentation of Bet365, the world's largest sports betting platform. Open an account with Bet365 today. And you got a huge range of markets. Download the app today. Use promo code NATION when you sign up. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. I got a great bet. The Rams plus whatever it was came through.
Who had the Rams?
I did. Yes, I put it right down when I was sitting. Well, I guess I was sitting at home yesterday.
Right, Darren.
But who else had the Rams?
Did you have the Rams?
Well, it was a pizza
I
bet,
think
so whatever
Thursday's
Rhettt
That's-
oh,
picks
geez, I keep
means he
forgetting.
won. Is he undefeated on pizza bets? This is unbelievable.
I won the first one and then I've lost every single one. And
Yeah,
pizza bets are canceled now.
What?
Yep.
Did the
I'll
store?
pay my debt.
You're shaving the pizza bets right off of the.
Yeah, those we'll find something else.
Why the F do you get to decide?
Well, he's just not going to say yes to any more bets. He's made it a personal policy, no more pizza bets. It's too costly.
This is the worst.
Ryan's gonna step up and
I'll do some
Ryan's
pizza bets.
he's a no.
Well, he's already. Aren't you
Shouldn't
fish and chips?
I fish and chip Jack on Wednesdays.
I could do fish and chips. I love
For
fish.
Decent
Thursdays.
yesterday, 2 pieces.
Is it because you're sick of pizza or are you just sick of losing?
yeah, I'm
Still
sick of losing.
yeah.
I
That's
can't.
chicken shit.
And didn't you have first pick, or you wanted Rhett to pick first, and then
Yeah, he had let me pick first every single time.
Horrible
and
strategy.
I've lost. So
Then he
I
point shave
decided-
you.
how are you so bad at this? You're good at the other
I
ones.
know.
I know.
That's why they call him the deposit king.
Well, sorry, I guess, Jack. Yeah.
I gotta check my bet 365, see how I did last night.
Also, the super chat and barn burner proceeds go directly to the youth centers of Calgary, place where kids are accepted, place to hang out, do some learning, stay out of trouble, make some new connections in life. Youth centers of Calgary. And super chat, you do a little donation there. Boop, boop. It's a guaranteed mention on the show. And the money goes to the youth centers of Calgary. So everybody's winning.
Win.
Already we have one in today. You want to
Oh, yeah.
you
Really?
want to save it, Jack, or do you want to do them at the end, or what do you want to do?
Let's get through this one.
Yeah.
Kind of relates to the game.
Is it pertinent?
Well, yeah.
Let's
Yeah,
say
it's a good segue, I suppose.
Mm.
Here we go. So from Stuart Schultz, $5. This is for Boom to play the John Malkovich line from Rounders when they show the Connor Zary goal. Well, Stuart, that's maybe why we were.
loves the player and wants him here long term. I don't think that's going to be a problem, but it's an interesting guy to try to assign a number to, right?
Well, he's already kind of your best player.
Best forward, probably most consistent forward. He's starting to look like a center.
How high do you gotta go?
Well, I don't know.
6.5? Are we? What,
If it's in the
is that in the
sixes, I think
ballpark?
I'm okay. Yeah.
I'm good at that. I'm
Yeah.
fine.
If he's a
I'm
center,
saying
yeah.
6.5.
And look, he's coming up on what? 13 months in this league. That's it. He came up in November last
He's a
year.
wee lad.
Like,
That
he's
said,
barely got his feet set.
Oh, this is gonna be deep.
Oh, pensive boom.
analogy time.
Yeah.
Let's say you're stranded on a desert island, or you're
Love it.
somewhere
That would suck.
you've been away from civilization for a long time, and you're sustaining yourself on berries and
Roots.
rainwater and just whatever you can find.
Crabs.
Cabbage.
And then all of a sudden, some hamburger, some fast food falls out of the sky.
Yeah.
Like, this is the greatest.
I've ever seen.
This is so good. I cannot believe how good this is.
God, I want a burger.
It's like, is it really that good, or is it because
You've been starved.
you've been starved and you have not been eating any
Yeah.
kind of cuisine? So I wonder, when we say, "Oh, pay him seven, whatever," is he worth it, or have we just been eating berries in terms of
Brandon
prospects?
Hagel.
Okay. And I was
Is
just
that
going to
his name?
ask. Yeah, Hagel, good player.
Good
Is it
player.
Brandon?
Former Hawk.
He's the perfect example. If you put Zary in Tampa Bay
Mhm.
with his skill set,
Where's he playing?
with
What's he
skilled
doing?
players, he's going to have those kinds of numbers.
The other thing I was going to just ask before you said Hagel, which is interesting, was if he was a member of the Lightning, what number would they be trying to pay him? Because it's easy when you got $21 million cap space and you have no young forwards
Yeah.
producing, or very few, and you're not in love with the old guys, and cap's not an issue. But what would a contender try to get a guy at? Or would they be so tight against the cap that they'd bridge him like the Flames did to Kachuk when they were capped out, rather than lock him in on like an 8-year deal? And that's neither here nor there.
How
There's
many
not a clear
points did he
answer.
have last year, Jack?
Zary or Hagel? Just putting Jack inside.
What about a burger bet?
Jack, how many
Is
missed field
6.5
goals?
too much, or is that too little?
If I know he's a center, I'm comfy doing that.
Well,
I'm good either way, probably. But again,
yeah.
maybe I'm on berries.
you always go the cap's going big, and then you make them. Well, he's not a center, so he's what?
No,
5.5?
I hope he is a center, and I think he kind of is. Like the way
Well, if you play him at center, he's a center.
Right, but what you want him to do is play him at center. He's good because Yegor Sharangovich played center and it was passable,
Well, listen,
but he's not a
if
center.
someone, if
Very
is it Zary or Zary?
Don't
It's
stop
Zary.
yourself. Just
Yeah.
keep going.
If it's
You do that. You're the only one that would ever say
I
anything
don't like
to
to
you.
F up. I'm very detail oriented.
Zary, very Zary.
Now I forget. You're talking
Very.
my ear off.
Very Zary.
If Zary's your number one centerman for this year and next, just hear me out.
Mhm.
This year and next year, and all of a sudden, 3 years out, Samuel Honzik comes along, and I'll be damned. This guy is Onze Kopitar, or better, or whatever, and he needs to be our number one center. And Zary can play the wing and still get you 80 points. I don't care.
Oh yeah, no, I don't think there's that. That's
So
those are
you're
great problems to have.
Yeah, so
I'm not as stuck on
center
positional thing right
wing. Put
now.
up points.
He's your best player. He's
Yeah.
one of your top prospects.
Mhm. The only reason I
You're
mentioned
not that deep in
there's
talent.
just different rates. Like remember when Brock Besser?
No, I know that there are, but
Yeah.
for this team,
blocked him up?
I don't think you can be that picky. Well, is he a center? I don't know. Like you're going to bridge him if you think he's a winger?
No. I just think if the agent knows and the team knows that this guy's absolutely a centerman, it's a larger price tag. And if there's some questions in
Okay.
there, it's a lower number. That's just the fact.
I would think if you're Conrad.
But I'm with you. Like you want to lock him up long term either way. It's
I'm
just that
trying
if
to
he's
argue,
split in
dude.
time,
It's
maybe
just-
it's 5 million, not
He's offering
7.
both sides of the.
Go ahead.
He's not arguing.
No.
He's with us.
You
just
definitely
saying
want to
it-
lock this guy up.
Yeah, he's just saying it differently. He wants to agree with us and say, you two are brilliant, but he can't.
He can't do it.
So he's got to
Yeah.
spin a yarn and then
He's
say,
got- yeah, but he's there.
You know what it reminds
Thanks,
me
buddy.
of? Because everyone loves sports to sport analogies. It's like, oh, well, the Jays should just lock up Vladdy. And it's like, oh, yeah, for sure they should.
yeah, they should.
But at 600 million, 500, 400, like the
Well, they
agent
can't
knows
get
the
anyone
closer he
else.
gets to free agency, the more money he's going to get. So
Okay, so that's a big variance, 400 to 600 million. What would the
Right.
difference in this be year to year on an 8-year deal?
8-8?
What's the cap?
Is
hit?
he 1-8?
if he's a really good centerman, like a number 2 centerman on a contender, I think he's probably 8-ish. And if he's a winger that can score 30 goals, you might be able to get him for 6-ish.
Are you going to know by
2
the
million.
time you need to sign him?
I'm not sure. You've got till the summer, so you might.
Probably not.
I think you would if you got another 50 games. Yeah. Maybe I'm
I
wrong.
feel like that's not enough runway.
Really?
To be,
if he's center
to-
ice for 60
you're going to be
games?
convinced I'm paying him 8 or I'm paying him 6. I know he's a winger. I know he's a
Wow.
center in the next 50 games.
I just think if you have 50 games of him at center ice, you at least understand if he's successful
Well,
at it or not, if
what
his
does
production
he
falls off or it's the exact same. If he can produce at the same rate and be a good centerman, because he's great defensively. Like for a young guy, he's really good and he doesn't surrender a lot of chances when he's on the ice.
So why are you shit talking?
I'm
Why do you
shit
hate
talking.
Connor Zary?
Exactly.
Why
This
can't
is,
you
this
just
is
call
the
him-
show in a nutshell.
Why can't you just
I
call
try
him
to
a-
explain a tiny bit of nuance about a contract negotiation. I get clubbed for hating a guy.
Well,
Right.
you've done so many.
No, I
Why
don't
do
disagree.
you-
Obviously, it's clear, right? Centers, that's the way
Centers
it's going to
worth
be.
more.
But I just think where this team is at right now, for that, I don't know that.
And what does he want to be?
Yeah, I think he
Right.
wants to be center.
There you
Talking
go.
about it,
Then
yeah.
he's our center.
And the way he's honestly like
Who the
progressed,
Fuck,
it's
is
just
so good that you got to put them at center above him.
they have no one else in the
There
system
you
that's
go.
center either. Like he's probably center out of necessity.
What are we arguing?
I just pay him. Yeah, I don't know.
paid the
and, so,
man.
and so this is where I say, of course you pay him.
It's a
What do you-
bad
what do you
spot to
pay
be
him?
in
What
for
do you pay him?
sure.
What do you pay him? That's the question. Because everyone loves the
Who are
player.
the
and wants to play.
comparables, Jack?
These are the easy ones to say for us because it's like give him 8. I don't care if he's going to be an 80, 90 point guy in 5 years.
Totally.
8 million's not going to be.
So there's some thought the cap will be $20 million higher when you get to 26, 27. And so essentially, if you wanted to give a guy $8 million now, that's less than 10% of the cap. By the time he's in year 2 of this contract,
And I think
you're down to
8
like
is-
8%, 7% of the cap. Like if you're going 8 years, everything's going to turn into a deal. Remember before COVID and the cap being flat, you'd overpay guys, and by the midway point of the deal, it's like, it doesn't matter. The cap's gone off so much, it's fine. That's the space we're getting
is
back
the-
into here.
Is the fear of him playing too well? You know what I mean? Like, sign him now? Can you sign him now?
No, he's got. Well, maybe you can. Is it his last year right now? It's a good question.
See, and now not to be the devil's advocate necessarily, but there is a ceiling to it.
Oh,
He's a very good
He's
player,
not a $10 million player,
but
We
he's
know that,
not.
yeah.
This is not a guy. I don't
what do
think
you
it's going
project
to.
him out being points wise?
I think he's a 65 to 80 point guy.
I was going to say
Yeah.
probably best
think it's
case you're
80.
you're a little over.
And
a point a
depending on
game.
who he's playing with,
For
like
sure.
Brandon Hagel
Sure,
is
yeah, I
not
mean-
getting as many points playing in Anaheim as he is in,
Chicago,
yeah,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
So
For sure. But just to get away from all the like, we love this player. He's tenacious. He's fearless. He can attack defenders one-on-one. He's got incredible hands, great release. It's the exact type of player they've been missing for so long, right?
Yep.
And if he's a center, oh my God, because they got nothing in the system for centers. Nothing. What they got?
so
Nothing.
can they sign him, or you researching?
I think he's up at the end of the year. So
We'll go to the insider
let's
hotline.
get paid.
Crystal Waters, plumbing and heating. Crystal clear choice for all residential plumbing, heating, and cooling services. We got both in here today. It's hot and cold.
Well, it's not.
How's that happening?
Not sure.
Is the window open?
Over 23 years of experience. It's important to make sure that your home is safe and ready for winter. Let Crystal Waters inspect all of your innards, the innards of your house.
Oh,
Technical term right there. And if you're a barn burner watcher or listener, you need a new hot water tank, AC furnace, whatever it is, discounts, upgrades up to $1,000 in value. Crystal Waters, plumbing and heating, your crystal clear choice for home comfort. 403-219-4100 or online crystalclearcalgary.com. TSN, Hockey Insider, and our insider is Darren Dreger. Morning, Dregs.
Oh, Cardinals.
Go Cards.
Yeah, you know what? Until this popped up and I looked into the camera, I had no idea that's what I was
That's what
wearing.
you're wearing?
No, no idea. I
That's-
have no idea where I got it from. I don't it clearly is a gift. It's not the hat I thought I put on my head when I got going this morning.
Well, it's probably one of those things you go to Phoenix on a trip and you're golfing or something and your hair is all, I need a hat. So just take that hat. Sure. Then you don't use it again for 5 years.
Actually, now that you say that, that's pretty much what happened. It wasn't me. It was my wife, Holly, went to Arizona with her sisters like a year ago. And I think she brought this hat back. So
There you go.
Anyway. Yeah.
Well, it looks good.
Yeah, it's good.
Now,
hat.
do
don't
you
feel bad.
guys compartmentalize your hats? Like black hats over here? No?
No.
I just have like power rankings of the things I like. Nothing to do with colors.
Yeah, see, I stack them. I have gray, I have white, I have black, I have blue. And that's how I go about, it doesn't necessarily always have to match with the rest of the ensemble, but it's kind of nice to have the black shirt and the black
Oh, it
hat.
does. Well, I mean,
That's an insider's brand right there,
Yeah.
by the way. You see how organized he is? Holy
Yeah.
shit.
it's working for you for sure. I don't know how deep we would get into Connor Zary talk with you necessarily, but we were just kind of kicking it around. The Flames finally, maybe isn't the right word. The Flames have a young forward that people are excited about. He's going to need a contract. And now it's, well, what do you pay him? And you don't want to pay him too much because you've been in the desert without prospects forever. Oh, this is the one guy we've got. Give him $9 million. You don't want to see him leave after a year because you were too afraid to sign him long-term. Shit, here we are again.
Yeah.
Another guy leaving town. It's trying to figure out what Connor Zary is and what he's worth.
Well, and so let me throw it right back to you guys, because you're right. You talk about this a lot more frequently than I would. Give me a comparison as to who Connor Zary reminds you of as a developing young NHL player, because in essence, that's what it boils down to, right? The agent is going to take his collection of comps. This is his production game by game as compared to this guy's production, who a year ago signed a similar contract. Here's what he got in term and value. And then Conroy and the Flames are going to come back and go, well, no, we see him more as this, and that's more of an arbitration issue than it is a negotiation of a contract. But all contracts negotiated, unless you're the elite of the elite, are based on what the last guy in a similar role did at a similar age. So is there anyone that comes to mind? It's a
It's
hard
really
one.
what guys that talk about it every day should do. Find some comparables, go through the
No,
draft,
but
see
that-
what contracts guys.
Zary's coming out. I said
Yeah.
Hagel, but I don't know if that's even.
And Hagel's a winger too, and Zary's been playing down the middle here, so that
Yeah.
might change things a bit. I don't know.
Wow. And again, given the need, it's also about where you're at, who you're playing with, and the opportunity that you have in front of you. But that cuts both ways. That's just not, Calgary looking at Connor Zary and say, hey, we appreciate what you do. We appreciate your versatility. But we've also given you an opportunity. I mean, Zary's looking at it and going, okay, wait, I get this. But we know that you're also in the market for a center. Well, I can play center. I'm more than capable of filling a need that publicly and evidently the Calgary Flames need. So I think he's in a wonderful spot. And there's really nothing negative about this, unless you get into the heavy lifting of the negotiation and the representatives of the Zary camp go, okay, well, we want him paid X number more than you think. And then both sides dig in. And there's no indication that that's actually what's going to transpire.
The sort of lost in the desert thing, like the glass of water in the desert, God, it's the best water you've ever had. Like, he's a half point per game player. It's not like we're talking about like Mishkov or Celebrini here, but he does a lot of really important things well. He defends well. He can play multiple positions. He's not been given the most blessed line mates. He's working with Kuzmenko, who's like lost at sea right now, and Coleman, who's a good third liner, but he seems to be able to guy who can drive his own line. Is
the offense that he's providing is much of his own doing.
Yeah.
It's his creating that's leading to the goals and the points.
Yeah. But that's valued, right? Like he deserves appreciation for that. And the expectation is that he's going to continue to deliver, and he's going to continue to grow offensively and defensively. And he's going to be a player that the Calgary Flames want to be part of the organization for, a significant time to come. But, let's see how it all plays out. We're still early in the year, and this is what we do, right? You look at contracts and you look at those that need attention, and then you start to, kind of almost predict where they're going to finish, based on X number of games throughout the regular season. But I'm sure there's a healthy appetite to keep this young guy in the fold.
Yeah, there's no question they like him. It's just, geez, we could only get him for 3 if we bridge him, but then he might be 10 when he comes out on the other side and the cap's 110 million.
But that's okay too, though, right? There's nothing wrong with that. That happens all the time. And more of these young players have the intestinal fortitude now to bank on themselves, to bet on themselves coming out of a bridge. But that's the risk that you take with the organization. That's why, to go over to another Western Conference team in Winnipeg, where there was, so much consternation inside that market. Why don't they sign Cole Perfetti to a long-term deal? Well, because they weren't convinced at the time that Cole Perfetti was going to play out the way that maybe the fan base thinks he might. So you offer that 2-year bridge. Perfetti says, no problem. But just so you know, I'm going to be everything that my agent said I was going to be plus, and you're going to have to pay me at the end of it. And teams are okay with that as well. It just opens the window a little broader to get a better glimpse of what that player is going to be when he's fully developed.
JT Miller back for Vancouver last night. I was just looking at the ice time, 14 and change. He had a pair of assists, a big win for Vancouver over Florida. I love the clip earlier in the week, or maybe it was last week, of Rick Tocchet when somebody asked about Elias Pettersson. You guys love talking about Petey.
That was Farhan. It was sensational.
You just got to ask about Petey all the time. You guys can't help yourself.
It's
so good.
Leave him alone.
Yeah. Nice shot in the arm. Great to see JT Miller's seemingly all good and all
Demko back Tuesday as well.
Demko back, so maybe coming around here. Not that they were falling behind, but great news for Vancouver.
No, Boomer, like 2 massive trades. That's probably what it feels like. Less so with JT because he went on leave of absence, and even though the club was respectful of his time, they knew that he'd be back sooner than later. He had a physical ailment. Mentally things were a little tough for him. So he just had to hit the reset button, and he's done that. And, I know in talking to people there that he was excited to be coming back. Well, and an excited and an engaged JT Miller is a problem for the teams that he plays against because, he drags them into the fight when he's playing the game the way he can play the game. And that's why Team USA named him to their Four Nations team. It would have been easy for them to go, he's not having a very good year, taking leave of absence. I don't know. No. They know what they're going to get from JT Miller. And the bigger trade value comes in Thatcher Demko because, I do a show in Vancouver on a weekly basis as well. And every single week, any idea, any update on Thatcher Demko? When's he coming back? Is he, all of this stuff. And it felt like they had been kind of getting his reps up for the last several weeks. He had bizarre sort of weird injury, so I guess it took the time that it needed. But I'm now interested to see how this thing pushes forward for the Canucks. And just back to the comment that Tocchet made in response to Farhan, who was asking about, Pettersson, but it was more in, okay, Miller's been out, but Elias Pettersson has taken on, sort of the offensive role here. And, Talk was just more upset as he clarified towards the end that they're trying to trick him. it's an old media trick, right? Like you keep asking about the same guy, but you're kind of hoping that the head coach takes the bait, and now he's more critical of that player as opposed to being
When
complimentary.
he's struggling, he's gonna float his boat a
Yeah,
little
for
bit.
sure.
Now
Talk
he's
is
playing, maybe he'll
I'm
shit talk him now.
You're trying to get me to say something negative, and I'm just not going to do it. So I apologize for not answering the question the way you want, but he's a wily old veteran, man. I got all day long for coaches who want to spar with their media.
Yeah, and and I don't know what did you think of the DeBrusque ad in the summer when he went to Vancouver? I there was some talk he was maybe in conversation with the Flames, and I believe that was to a certain extent true. He goes to Vancouver, he scores. He's got 14 and 28. He's
most of them since the beginning of November. He did nothing in October.
Yeah, he's settled in nicely there.
Nice ad for Vancouver. I mean, he's just an all-around good player. You look at the physicality he can provide. He can help you on the power play. He can score 5. I mean, all the things that he brings. I think above all else, he needed a fresh start. He needed a change and some tough love in Boston during the early days of Jake DeBrusque's developmental years. And he was an impactful player for them. But just when they turned the corner and things started to go in a different direction, he earned the right to go to the market. And I'm sure he would have been open to the idea of signing a big contract and staying in Boston, but it just felt like he and maybe his family needed a change. So I'm glad for him. Again, the individual stories that we often cheer for. Here's a player who, when he's on, especially in the playoffs, when he's on his game, look out, because he 100% can be a difference maker.
I mean, Boston can be tough on some young players. We were talking about Joe Thornton.
Hamilton,
a few weeks
again.
Go down the list. Lots of them.
You look at that, it's like, yeah, because all you remember is, he's maybe on the trade market. He was going to be traded from Boston forever. They're not going to give him a long-term deal. They're going to bridge him. 27 goals, 19, 25, 27, 19.
Yeah.
It's not like this guy was a dog for them. He was a pretty good player, but just never, for whatever reason, tough on him there.
Yeah, but isn't he a Rick Tocchet kind of guy? And not just because he can be hard-nosed. He's very coachable, right? And, most coaches in today's NHL, they shouldn't have to tell you to do something 3 times. By the 3rd time of reminding you, they get a little pissed off. And I think that we can appreciate that's not the case with Jake. As long as you give him the opportunity that he now has in Vancouver, and, he had to earn in Boston. It's not like he was a lower level player with the Boston Bruins. Very coachable, which is exactly the type of guy. If you're willing to play the game that Rick Tocchet is asking you to play, and he doesn't have to remind you of what that is on a day in and day out basis, you're going to get rewarded with ice time and playing higher up in the lineup. And that's been the case for Jake.
San Jose Sharks win again. They beat St. Louis. 2 goals, 1 assist for Celebrini, who's now got 10 goals and 19 and 20. Was injured to start the year. I mean, this is not that you don't sleep on the first overall pick, but it was Goofy Noodles, who was one of the first guys, said this Celebrini guy. I mean, I'm not saying he's better than Bedard, but there's some people who are saying this guy might be better than Bedard. This is a generational talent that maybe didn't get the press he deserves.
Well, sorry, our post-game show last night, the comp was made like Bedard's a very different type of player. Like Celebrini is more the 200-foot, where Bedard's your lethal finisher, right?
Yeah. And look, I mean, not that Connor Bedard isn't this type of player. You're right. I agree 100%. He plays a different type of game. Macklin Celebrini will do just about anything. He's not afraid to go into the tough spots. He'll dig for pucks in corners. He's got a passion, and I guess most players do, right? Like, you're not playing in the best league on the planet if you don't, have that gumption and willingness to just play emotionally. But Celebrini is one of those kids where I think they literally have to kick him out of the building. Okay, you've been here for 8 hours. Can you just go home? And
that was Rhett's problem.
That was the bar. Beer fridge isn't empty. I'm not leaving.
Well, I don't know that he does that, because he grew up in a pretty healthy and rigid family, I think, with his dad being what he is in the NBA. But hey, I also love the stories, especially when you look at players internationally. I mean, who expected Macklin Celebrini to be on the Four Nations team? Nobody. Connor Bedard. I mean, we talked about it early, but he kind of played himself out of that conversation. But I love when you get young guys like this that show the response that Celebrini is showing, whereby now you've got Hockey Canada brass going, okay, yeah, like young,
Olympics
we're
next
happy.
year.
Yeah, for sure.
Like
And
that's
again-
why I'm stunned they don't bring their 13th guy, their 7th defenseman, their third goalie is a young guy. Like this is this is your training camp for the Olympics next year.
Yeah, I'm with you. But I guess they feel like his training ground is the National Hockey League, and he's got nothing ahead of him but opportunity in San Jose, to play the minutes and do all that he has to do. And based on what they're seeing now, I don't think that there's a show of regret here. It's more of eager anticipation for what he's going to look like a year from now when you are in that Olympic conversation.
And it's weird. Bedard's kind of taking some bullets here. Like I look at the quality of teammate around him, and I think he'd happily switch spots with Celebrini. Like they finally called up Frank Nazar, who's been laid up the A. That's a high end prospect for Chicago. But like, you got to give him someone to work with here. Like, who is he playing with? Like, is there someone with high hockey IQ that you can put with Bedard? Please.
Well, and look, there are some smart players there, but not capable of playing at the pace that he needs to play at. And you look at some of the lethal combinations around the league, and the special players that feed off one another. I guess I think of Marner and Matthews because I see them so often in Toronto, but it's more along the lines of a duo, and we know this, right? Like coaches will put lines together based on a tandem, not on a trio. If you got three guys that complement each other, well, then you've got something special. You have two guys that complement each other, you can work with that, and they're good players, and they're going to be productive players. And, you see that more often than not with some of the stars in the game. And frankly, that's on management of the Chicago Blackhawks. I mean, I get why they tried. I'm a huge, huge Foligno family guy. I just am. Marcus, the way he plays. Nick is a warrior, has been throughout his entire NHL career. Taylor Hall, I mean, you get the good, the bad, and the ugly. That comes along with where Taylor Hall is at in his game. But you look beyond that, and there just isn't enough there to complement. And not just up front, just throughout the lineup. Like just simply getting Connor Bedard the puck where he needs to get that puck is a challenge for the Chicago Blackhawks. So that's on management right now.
We were talking earlier this week, watching Mikko Rantanen do what he does. He's fourth in league scoring, 43 points in 31 games, is an impending UFA. And you brought up Mitch Marner's having a pretty good season, and he's a UFA. And I know it's different there because he's been far more embattled in Toronto than Rantanen certainly has.
Yeah.
What's if I'm a fan, I'm in a little bit of panic mode. Maybe what are you hearing, or what's to be expected? Is there just nothing to see here when it comes to both of those guys? Certainly Marner will be a different story, but what about Rantanen with no contract for next year?
Yeah, for the moment it's quiet, but quiet doesn't mean there's no communication. I mean, Chris McFarland did some pretty nice work in overhauling his entire goaltending department. So there's a GM that isn't sitting back and waiting Mikko Rantanen and Mike Liut and Andy Scott and all the great people who represent him. He's not just sitting back and waiting and saying, okay, well, you bring whatever you want, and we'll just sign off and away you go. What's curious to me, so I guess my point is there's always ongoing conversation at that level of player. There just is. Is it hard negotiating? No, not necessarily. I think what you're getting, though, is more and more players are willing to push it right to, if they have to July 1st. And more, I'm kind of going to that side. Now, it comes with some risk. But when you talk about Marner, you talk about Mikko Rantanen, you're talking about special players. Like, it's not like the Toronto Maple Leafs are going to say, well, if you're not willing to sign this contract extension, then you're walking. You're going somewhere else on July 1st. So forget about retiring the Maple Leaf, trying to win a Stanley Cup with the Maple Leafs, having a statue built outside the building. Forget about that. That's not going to be real. You're cutting bait. No, that's not the way it works. And I would understand, like, what's the going rate for Mikko Rantanen? I have Mikko Rantanen higher than Mitch Marner, slightly higher than Marner. Now, I get you have human salary caps and Nathan McKinnon in Colorado and Austin Matthews, I guess, in Toronto. Why would that matter? It
doesn't.
shouldn't matter.
Different cap.
It's a different cap. Your percentage of what you've earned of that cap is no different. So what is that percentage? Is it 12%, 13%, 14%, whatever that number is? I confidently would say that Mikko Rantanen on the open market is probably getting $14 million.
Leon
Right?
just got 14. I put them in
Yeah.
the same category. They're
Absolutely in the same
exceptional
category.
finishers, huge,
Yeah.
dominant players,
Yeah.
and they're next to superstars.
And maybe he gets more if he's willing to go to a team that isn't as deep or as good as Colorado, where he's not going to have the same opportunity to win. And that's what you're negotiating with when you're negotiating with Colorado or Toronto. Toronto hasn't won anything. Colorado has, right? So I still feel it's more likely those guys stay with their respective teams, but these teams are going to have to buck up. These players have earned it, and these teams are going to have to pay.
Yeah, McKinnon makes 12.6. He ain't gonna be the highest paid player on that team. There's no Mikko's leaving way too much money on the table if he signs for
Way
less
too
than
much.
that. And then we just talked about it. Like, what would Chicago pay to get a guy like that to play next to Bedard? Like, give him 16. Who cares? Like,
And they're
Whatever it takes.
honestly, like,
Yeah.
they're so hungry to be good, and they're so far away. Like,
Yeah.
bring that guy into whatever it costs.
Yeah.
Now, is it different that just because we were talking about Zary at the start of this, with Draisaitl being a center and Rantanen's a wing, does that change that number at all, or is it once you're
Maybe
UFA and you're a dominant?
slightly.
Yeah,
Yeah, maybe marginally, but again, he's a proven winner. And I just try and imagine what, like, we know Nathan McKinnon runs hot, which I love about him. Like, he's not afraid to give it to Jared Bednar. He's not afraid to tune up his teammates. He's not afraid to go after the officials. When his wires touch, man, he goes off. But that's part of, again, what makes him such a dynamic and impactful superstar. You take a piece like Mikko Rantanen out of that equation, and now you're negatively influencing McKinnon and everyone else around the Colorado Avalanche. So I can't imagine he moves out of there. I can't.
so it's terrible problems to have. Well, we've got McCarr and we've got McKinnon and we've got this guy who's top 5 in league scoring. We're gonna have to pay all these guys. Huh?
Yeah.
So it's son of awful.
Tough.
Way easier in Buffalo. They don't have to worry about this shit. Right?
Well,
Well, they did back in the day, but those players just they wouldn't sign and wouldn't stay. So they traded them away or got rid of them.
What, we're a week removed from all the Rangers stuff? That felt like it was really loud. Was it only 7 days ago? Like
Yeah, not that
Trouba
long
and all,
ago.
like
Yeah.
there's still been. I don't think all the issues are gone now. Dregs. What
No.
are you hearing and seeing there?
Nah, I mean, Drury has to be open for business. I mean, he alleviated some cap issues by moving Trouba to the Anaheim Ducks, but the response has been nothing but a thud in New York. It really has been, right?
Chicago beat him.
I mean, that loss in and of itself is, I mean, it just makes a statement. You know, if you're ownership, and that's a very volatile ownership in New York, you're looking at everything. You're looking at absolutely everything, and that's management, that's coaching, that's the roster, that is everything. I can tell you guys, so we arrive in Florida on the weekend, and we're getting set up for the start of Monday's Board of Governors meetings. And normally these meetings are eye glazing, right? Because you've got the owners and you've got the board, and they're talking about business matters. There were no votes this meeting stretch, so that didn't matter. There was really no change. So we're looking at what looked to be a real boring agenda. And Pierre LeBrun had set up this sit-down interview with Michael Andlauer of the Ottawa Senators just as a feature idea for The Athletic. You know, just sit down and let's get some thoughts from Michael Andlauer. And the owner of the Sen sits down and basically has a notepad of a message that he needs to deliver to everybody out there, especially. He didn't say the New York Rangers. We knew what he was talking about when he threw out the soft tampering. While every media person assembled in Florida was just grinning.
Got
Because
something.
here we are.
Yeah.
Rather than talking about, you know, projected salary cap or, oh, geez, can't wait. CBA negotiations are starting soon. We've got this spicy meatball of the one owner calling out the other owner. So, yeah, I mean, that was kind of what it was. So a little bit of turmoil there, but harmony across the NHL, it seems, at this stage.
How's the weather? At least did you get some good food? Cocktails.
Lots of good food. The weather was nice. Yeah. It was
We need you on that beat, right?
no issues. You guys gotta set up shop. Back in the day, it was always well attended, primarily because of the weather. And historically, the general managers meetings, when they had them before the trade deadline, then you had media from all corners of the league there. Now it's always post NHL trade deadline, so only a fortunate few of us still get to attend.
Here last night, we got to watch the Tampa Bay Lightning. It was like a reunion. It's like, oh yeah, these guys still are really good. Oh, there's Kucherov and Gensel's pretty good, I guess. And yeah,
Not bad.
Guys are pretty good. It was quite because we talked about it yesterday, getting ready
interesting
for the game.
Interruption.
Yeah.
There. But the Kucherov back check then set up for the goal
Yeah.
is almost something every kid fan should watch, right? Because they don't have to play that way.
No.
They've kind of earned the right to maybe not play that way.
That guy specifically,
play
right? Yeah.
that way. And it was just it's I don't know what to say about it, and you give him credit for it, but to me it was just such an example of, so you want to be somebody, do you?
Yeah.
I find him to be arguably the most interesting player in the league. And I mean, it's pretty obvious at times he's been the most dominant player in the league, but we're drawn to the score sheet because normally that's where he dominates the most. But Rhett, that's a perfect illustration of the fire that burns in that ammunition to put you out there in every single circumstance. We often rave about Anthony Seravalli and the fact that, if John Cooper had another child, he would simply adopt Anthony Seravalli because he loves him so much. But there are so many different facets to Kucherov's game. We're showing that defensive prowess. And again, just the will to take apart an offensive play here. The goals are obvious. The assists are obvious. Sneaky, dirty dude too.
Mm-hmm.
He catches you not paying attention, or he knows you got a soft spot in the wrist area or behind the knee or whatever. He'll just glance over. The official's not looking. Boom. You get one right in the back of the knee. I love the way Nikita Kucherov plays.
If he's in a Canadian market, think about how big Matt Sundin won. He was a very good player. He's nowhere near Kucherov level, and it was like he's a god walking around this. Imagine if Kuch was in Montreal or Toronto or Chicago.
Yeah,
it's wild.
Yeah,
he's an all-timer because even when you watch that play, when he's back checking, it's not like he's skating 100 miles. He's right there.
He knows.
He plays it kind of almost a sneaky high speed, and he's so smart. He doesn't have to bust his ass like so many other guys. And he made the defense. He made everybody on the ice. How many Flames were there on the ice? 4, 5. All of them look foolish. Thank you, Nikita Kucherov.
It's a chess master.
Hey, and plus, look, when you're comfortable enough in your masculinity, as most NHL players are, where you can go tarps off at a Stanley Cup, media availability. Yeah,
that was a sober decision. Right?
I was trying to, because who did they beat that year? Because remember, he was kind of chirping the fans. Oh, you guys still cheering?
Montreal.
Or what's
I
going
think it was
on?
Montreal.
He had no shirt on,
Montreal.
drinking a Bud Light or whatever he had there. It's like, this guy's, it's his world. We're living
It's
in
a real deal.
Yeah, this guy's pretty good. Well, good luck to the Cardinals this weekend. I know you're a huge fan.
Big game.
And we'll talk to you next week.
Okay, boys, have a great week.
You too. Appreciate you. There's Darren Dreger, TSN Hockey Insider on the Crystal Waters Insider Hotline. A solution for all budgets, including financing, affordable payment plans, and barn burner customers. You'll get $1,000 in whether it's discounts, upgrades on your water heater, AC, or furnace. Contact them now, 403-219-4100, crystalclearcalgary.com.
So we had breaking news.
I did see that.
Barn burner.
Hello.
We do have breaking news this morning.
Ryan, back to you.
Thanks, Dean. The Calgary Flames have made an emergency recall as Devin Cooley has returned to the club, as Dan Bladar is day-to-day with a lower body injury. That's not the sunburn from the goal light on the back of his neck?
He's embarrassed.
It is weird though. He does come up gimpy quite a bit, doesn't he? When we've watched in year 3 of him now. How many times you're like, oh, is he all right?
And hard to say.
Hard to trade.
Who's been great? Day to day is good because the deadline's not in days; it's in months. But
Isn't Demko day today?
Demko
He probably was for a
Tuesday.
while, either at the start or at the end.
Well, Christian McCaffrey wasn't even week to week. He
Christian
was
McCaffrey
ready
was
for
playing.
week 1.
Yeah.
He was in Germany 10 weeks later.
He's got hurt feelings after 8 on 26.
Maybe
His teammates hanging him out to dry.
Maybe he's pulling a Pat Roy.
Well, I wanted to play this, and I wanted to ask you about it. You talk going back, and it seems like whenever we talk about noodles and how everybody loved noodles, and you play harder for those guys. Now, last night, the New York Islanders, they win a hockey game, but they had a significant lead in this hockey game and watched it evaporate. Just want to get the
a lot of Isles watching. So
5. Well, yeah, either do I, but it was
All those stars.
5-1, and then they hang on to win by a score of 5-4. Sorokin in net. And this is Patrick Waugh after the game, kind of asked about it. Do you care about style points? Because you had a lead and blew it, or is it just about points? And here's what he had to say.
Obviously, you get out to a 5-1 lead. Some of the guys were a little disappointed at the end, but do you look at it more as you get the points, you move on, and that's good enough?
Part of it. You know, it's a win is a win, and we play to win games. But I guess times has changed, because in my days, if my team would have done that to me, I will break a stick in that room. I'll be very upset to see my team playing like this in front of me. Ilya is a gentleman. He's a first-class person. So, but that was unacceptable. We didn't compete. We didn't battle in front of the net in the last 8 minutes. That's unacceptable. We talked about it this morning to be stronger. Our goalie deserves more respect than this from ourselves. But
So there is, it's still amazing. I love it.
Times has changed.
Times has changed
In my days.
In my days, and it looked like he had an F-bomb and then a GD loaded up there for sure, but then held back. And it's weird because I was kind of thinking as I watched that last night, because that Gensel goal from Kucherov it's a power play goal, but then Geeky and it's like they kind of
quit.
Big
And I wondered how Vladar must be thinking. It's like, I'm battling hard. Now I got an 8 spot. All 8 are on me. My number, I'm a free agent. Just stuff like that would be going through my head a little bit. It's like, could you guys dig in a little bit
You
here?
should be. Yeah. That's a good point. Like,
What do you think of them staying in the whole game? Because I didn't know what to make of it.
out?
Well, I don't know, but you don't often see a guy last till 8. I mean, it does happen, but it's also why Pat Waugh lost out of Montreal.
You know, and
but I think it was
context is different, clearly. But
it's weird because, and it's maybe I'm glass half empty guy, but I would pull a goalie if I think I've still got a chance to come back.
That's what I was thinking.
But it was tied after 40, but it went to hell in a handbasket so fast. I didn't think putting Dustin Wolf in was going to give them a charge or that they had anything last night that was going to turn the tables against the Lightning.
My thought was pretty similar in the sense that most of the time you see a goalie pull, it isn't really a lot to do about a goalie not playing well, so much as you're trying to get a group motivated. That thing was over, and I don't think changing the goalie changes much. Tampa had all the momentum, and you don't want to use the Q word, but those fellas did not try very hard late.
Wow, Tampa beat them and took the heart out of them, and they were willing to give up. Like, it's
tapped out.
Not great.
And you know what? I don't say that. Oh, they quit. Look, I never played in the league. For me to tell guys that everyone's top 1% shape and all that, like, oh, who's a quitter? But it just looked like their give a shit went out the window. And I felt bad for Vladar a little bit.
Okay, maybe they didn't quit. They just accepted what was happening.
Yeah,
they accepted they couldn't keep up and handle Tampa Bay.
What Huska said post game was interesting. He said when we lose like our sense of self and how we have to play, like if you want to trade chances with Tampa, you're dead.
That's what it felt like.
Like, so what are you doing, guys? Like, it may as well be quitting if you just want to go, we'll just trade 2-on-1s with the Tampa Bay Lightning. Like, no, you're absolutely going to get slaughtered if you do that. The Flames have a very simple way they win games. Everyone has to be working hard. You have to be structurally sound. You need some saves. Like, You can't be doing let's just play some fire wagon back and forth against Tampa. That got away from them.
And what's crazy is you maybe caught Vasilevsky on a rare night where he wasn't at his best.
See the numbers against Calgary?
And
Isn't
you
that wild?
still lost by 5, right? Like
Yeah.
you had a couple at least
5.
that he's going to have ordinarily. And yeah, whatever it is, he's not historically been great against Calgary, but certainly last night he didn't have to be beyond the second period. Anyway, I maybe Dan Vladar did in his days. Maybe he broke a stick. Maybe that's why he's at splinters or something.
Yeah, you might have.
Maybe times hasn't changed.
Yeah, times. So great.
I love Patty.
It's so great.
So, and the bigger picture, it's been a rough stretch here. Like when they stopped getting exceptional net minding, it's been really ugly. Even at home where they've been really good. Like what are we, 2 wins in their last 8 now? 2 wins in their last 9. They still only have scored 4 goals once since the 3rd game of the year. The penalty kill is getting absolutely annihilated. Number 2 last night. Like I understand this team worked its tail off and got off to a great start, but I think we also all still understand that this roster on paper is nowhere near top 16 in the league. And I think players are starting to look around and realize like other teams can raise their level. The Flames had it pinned in the red right from week 1, and that's a credit to them. But
to continue that for 82.
Yes. And so now you wonder about where are your veterans? Because if you're selling in the offseason, we're bringing everyone back. We think we can win with this group, or we're going to see if we can. We won't make decisions until then. Well, I wonder when doubt starts creeping in because they got the Stanley Cup champs coming off a 4-0 spanking. It's the only loss they've had in their last 8. Kachuk revenge spot. Like, it's not going to get easier Saturday.
I don't think Kachuk cares about revenge.
Oh, but it's the spotlight. Like, Kachuk, he's going to have a night.
I think that may be factored into keeping Vladar in as well.
Maybe.
It's like we've got a day off, then we got another one of these guys coming in here
right
friggin' Saturday. Sorry, Dan, you're gonna have
get
to
through this.
Wait this out.
You can't pull them in the 3rd.
No,
There's no sense. You give up that early goal in the 3rd period. Now you're down. You can sense
you can pull them a 4-1, but you get it to 4-3. It's like, okay, we're in this again, right? And then you get blown out in the 3rd. I don't know. I wouldn't have pulled them a 4-1. It's just there wasn't really a spot to do it.
No, I didn't think so. Well, I hope Dan's all right day to day. So Cooley comes up.
Play him.
Potentially could be right. It's
Wolf's only played once since that Columbus game.
No. I was joking. You have to play Wolf.
Well, but if Wolf loses Saturday, absolutely go to him on Tuesday.
I was going to say I don't know that would impact my rotation if I had one in my head with Huska keeping Vladar, or do you say
win and stay in?
I think you're running a little bit of a risk. I mean,
they've been really consistent how they've.
It's an opportunity to see the other guy at the NHL level.
So is that what you want to do? I'm Dustin Wolf. I'm going. You're going to play this guy over me? No,
not if you win.
F you.
Well, that's how it's gone all year.
Am I your guy?
I think.
Am I your long-term guy?
You are, yeah.
Then screw you. This is an opportunity to give me some run.
How many games do you think the average number 1 will play in the NHL this year? 70? Like, no, it's like 55. You're alternating almost all the time on most teams.
I don't know what that point of that statement.
Well,
is.
I mean, so if Wolf plays 3 of the next 5,
Devin fucking Cooley's a minor league goaltender. You're going to play him in front of me? The guy that's
not in
supposed
front
to
of
be,
him. No, he
Well,
would
you just
alternate,
said-
and he would play
No.
60% of the
I'm
game.
not equal with Devin Cooley.
Could you sell it to Wolf if you felt you had to? Could you say we might need a backup for next year? We want to get a chance to look at him.
No.
He's in our plans.
Figure it out.
Yeah.
Wolf has gotten second starts when he's won games or played exceptionally. I think that remains the same. And if he starts 3 of the next 5, that makes total sense to me.
Yeah, because you want to see Cooley, and I'm saying I'm Wolf, and I'm like, screw you.
So because the name bar is now Cooley,
Yes,
not Vladar, everything changes.
100%.
Like Dan Vladar is some world
Yeah,
beater.
you
He's
can
hanging 885 the last
He's
3
been
years.
here at least.
Doing what?
So now you're bringing Cooley up, and you think it's like
What I'm saying is he's in the same box to me as Dan Vladar. Like, you're hoping they could be really good goalies, but they haven't shown it yet.
But if
at
you're
what
Dustin,
point are you going to tell Dustin Wolf that we believe in you and we're going to give you?
He's getting more than half the starts.
But if you're Dustin Wolf,
What's the starts?
and the other guy,
Just
let's
said
see,
he hadn't started since Columbus.
even just say it's 1A, 1B. If you're one of the starters and the other guy goes down, what's in your head?
I'm in.
I'm going to go on a run here. I'm getting the lion's share of the work.
I think that's
Ordinarily,
one way to look
I
at
think
it.
that would
Yeah,
be the-
it was
Like,
also
why didn't he play every other game in the minors too? Then, if that's just how the game's played nowadays.
No, there was no one that was.
Well,
pushing
why?
him. Well, Oscar Dansk is in the same category
Well,
as
it doesn't
Dustin
matter.
Wolf.
Well, Devin Cooley's in the same category as Dustin Wolf. He's
I
won
don't
the
know.
AHL championships.
Who had more wins in the league last year?
I honestly, I see
Cooley-
both sides.
Cooley was a Sharks guy last year. Like
Okay,
they're-
fine. Then if I'm Wolf, I'm going fine. I'm leave then.
I just
You
think
like
that
Cooley, play Cooley.
The only thing you're missing here is that there's been talk right since training camp. They have 3 goalies they really like. It isn't like there's 2 guys and like,
There's a
who's
difference
the guy
for
in the
media bullshit talk and what they
No,
have
but
to tell you to what's
Okay,
reality.
so my conversation with people in the organization, they really like Devin Cooley.
So
And
good.
that's
I'm Dustin Wolf. Keep Cooley. I'll go somewhere else and show like there is a level of disrespect that is shown when you have earned and been battled to show how good you are. Finally, give it a chance to, and now you're gonna. Oh,
Okay, so then let's
backup
play this
guy,
out.
AHL guy.
You got 4 games till Christmas. Florida, Boston, Ottawa, Chicago.
Wolf, 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 Wolf.
What if you go loss, loss, loss?
Don't care.
Really?
When are you going to give this?
I mean,
What are
it's
you
just
fighting for?
well, it's just like there's 2 sides to this. It's like, okay, he's clearly the better
So
prospect.
you don't want him to find his way out of this? If he is losing, so he's gonna find a way to.
What if he's getting hung out to dry like last night? You don't want to give him a little breather from that?
Well, put it on the players to step
Well,
up.
that's kind of what we just did with Vladar.
You're just making up bullshit now. Maybes. I'm saying play Wolf. You're going. Well, what if the world ends?
No. What I'm saying
You
is,
are
I think
saying
they're going to
that.
be in one against Florida and
So
Boston.
Wolf should step up and stop the pucks, and you play him again the next. It's a tough competition. It's the NHL. You want to be a number 1, you're going to have to play against the top teams in the league.
And if you want to establish yourself as number 1, you're going to have to probably win to stay in there.
So that's your message to Huska and Conroy's messages. Cooley might be better than you, so we're
No.
gonna.
I don't think they think Dan Vladar is better than them. They've been alternating him with Dan Vladar all year.
That's the tandem they chose to go with to start the season.
Correct. And I think the
I
tandem
think-
they have now includes Cooley.
see, I see exactly what you're saying, but I'm the mental side of it, the player side of it. I would look how's Wolf going to see this,
If he gets 3
And
of the
I
4
would-
starts for Christmas, I think that'd be super normal.
and I would see it. I think the way Rhettt
So
is-
if he doesn't get all 4 before Christmas, it's like throw your hands
We
up
don't
and
even
cry.
know how long Vladar's
You don't
out,
know.
first of all.
But the thing is, he hasn't played in how long,
He played 2 games ago.
right? So he
Or
played
last-
Sunday against Dallas.
Yeah, and before that was Columbus, but he also had a stomach thing going on, so that kept him out of the rotation.
So
for a bit.
anyway, when he starts tomorrow, that'll be 5 days since his last start,
he
and then
can't
it's
handle
four
four
games in 8 days.
oh, he can
then
handle
having
it,
a
no
break?
question. He could have handled all the last 4. But
So
they
why
had-
don't you, all things being equal, let's
Yeah.
assume he doesn't get ventilated and Vladar is out till after Christmas. Why wouldn't you start him in all 4?
I think one of the key things they've put in place that's allowed them to have success earlier in the season is that they've had goalies competing for the crease. And
So you're telling me he's going to get all fat and cocky because Vladar got hurt? And he plays
No,
4 in a row.
I'm not looking forward. I'm looking backwards. At the start of the year, Dan Vladar or Dustin Wolf only started consecutive games if they got a shutout or had a really, really, really strong performance. That is the system that this goaltending and the coaches and the head coach have put in place. They really like Devin Cooley, so I don't think their strategy changes. I think that strategy's worked well for both goalies. They've had really good goaltending most of the year. And, you know, their defensive structure and work ethics struggled a little bit of late. But on the whole, I would give the goaltending an A or an A- to this point. And I think them alternating is part of the success. They believe it is, I think.
Right, but that's the circumstances changed.
Yeah.
Because one of those guys is injured. So now a
Correct.
guy is coming up
Yeah.
from the American Hockey League.
Yeah. A guy that
If I'm one of the guys in the NHL, I'm not expecting, we're just going to keep going in the same. Well, no, that guy's.
Yeah, and Wolf can expect whatever he wants. I'm not guessing how he feels. What I'm saying is I won't be surprised at all if they want to get Devin Cooley in a game for Christmas because they really like Devin Cooley and they thought they had 3 guys that could play at the NHL level. And there's always been a plan to move Vladar and Cooley comes to the NHL this year.
And what if he doesn't play? How's that change?
That's fine. I mean, I'm just trying to guess how they're going to do it. I'm not saying someone's going to stomp their feet and cry and ask for a trade or anything. I just expect you'll see him for Christmas.
And you're probably right.
There's 4 games. Like if he gets 3 or 4, that's what Shesterkin's getting 3 or 4. You know, like all the best goalies in the league, not many play 4 in a row. Like there's the odd guy that goes 65 plus. Most guys are 55 to 60 games as number 1. That's not 3/4.
Could be much ado about nothing. Vladar could be back anytime. Maybe it's just a
Stomach bug.
because if Vladar doesn't play tomorrow, then they have 2 days off, and then it's Boston. So he
Maybe
gets
it's a stomach bug. It's been going around.
he's got
My
tickle.
ears are popping.
Are they popping?
No, is the stomach bug would be lower body, upper body, or mid body? I feel like it's a mid body.
I've had them all.
It depends which way things are going. Is it
Yeah.
coming this way or that way? That could be upper,
Up.
lower.
You've had bugs?
Carry on with your weirdo talk all the time. You're always taking it back to this stuff. Creep.
I know what you're talking about.
You do during the day. God.
I'm afraid of his Google search history. That would be
nasty.
My Google search? I'm an old man. I just look at
Kijiji.
chairs that raise you up so you can stand up easier when you need to get out of them.
Those are great.
I'd take one right now.
What's a good cane cost these days anyway?
Hey, and you don't need to plop all the way down. You just get to about there.
That's
So good. Vina Nova. Are you ready for hello? Breaking news from Vina Nova.
give us a ooh, this one.
It's gonna get burnt out, dude. It's
Oh,
gonna
I
get
love it
burnt
so
out.
much.
Justin from Vina Nova wants you guys, everyone, you,
Barneys?
he's everybody out there. Barn burner discount, Vina Nova.
Come on.
In store and online. If you're a barn burner, Barney, whatever you want to call yourself, it's going to be worth your while at Vina Nova. In store, make sure you mention you're a listener or a viewer.
Mhm.
And if you're online making a purchase, use the promo code BARNBURNER, one word. It's a BB exclusive from Vina Nova.
I love that.
He put the exclamation mark. He's pretty excited about it. BB exclusive. Pew, right there.
Promo code Barnburner, one word.
Promo code BarnBurner online, or if you go in, just say, hey, I heard about it on BarnBurner. They're going to give you a discount. And again, where are we? It's today's Friday.
Yeah, it's coming quick at us.
I know you think you got time. You don't.
Less than 2
You
weeks.
Do not.
Do not.
How's that for horrifying? Less than 2
It's
weeks.
Nasty.
Because somewhere in between now and the 24th, you're going to have at least 2 days that you thought you had that you're not going to.
You're not gonna.
It's like, oh, gee, I'm going to have to go and do that. Oh, I was going to do some running around, but I guess I'm not doing that. I was going to get this for we got a meal. We got people coming over. I needed to get a mattress for something. You're not going to do it. There's going to be two, maybe 3 days between now and the 24th that are just going to go poof.
Mhm.
Market Mall, the new location is open. Vina Nova, so much parking.
Lots of parking. Great
So
parking.
great.
You like that food court too, don't you?
Yeah. Well, I don't. You know what? I haven't. I should go take a look.
Okay.
Should go check it out.
I'm gonna head by.
Barnburner promo code Vina Nova, lab grown diamonds, delicious.
Delicious.
Can we take a look at sorry to put you on the spot, Jack, the top shelf elf? Today is the last day. I'm curious, while we're talking about Vina Nova, I wonder,
Ooh, yeah.
because Justin said we'll do a kind of a bid match. Whoever bids, whatever the top bid
Is it
is.
a BOGO?
That's not really a BOGO.
Oh.
Kinda similar though.
That's, I guess, I guess it is kind of similar.
Look
Kind
at this. Almost up to $1,000
You don't
now.
have to be mad at me.
Excellent.
honestly.
Well, I was trying to think, it's just, what would you call it? No, go down. There you go, Jack, on the
Bottom
left
left.
there.
750.
750. So the highest bidder
It'll get.
will earn double to a max of 1,000. So we're getting closer. But you again spend 1,000, you get 1,000. That's double. You could spend 1,200 and still get 1,000.
Yep.
You could bid 1,500 and still get 1,000.
You are getting a good deal.
It's a hell of a
What you
deal.
get.
So thank you to Justin.
Love that.
I don't see an RW there. Better get your poop in a group,
The
buddy.
shoveler.
Yeah. So there, if you don't win that auction, there's still an opportunity for you to do a little bit of saving at Vina Nova. When you say barn burner, use a promo code.
And not just financial savings.
That's right. Yeah,
Saving your skin.
saving your
Saving Christmas.
romantic life. How much time did it say we have left there? Well, 3 hours.
So 3 p.m. I want to say.
Yeah.
Eastern?
Mountain.
Oh.
I don't know what it would be Eastern. Either it's the final day of the top shelf elf.
5 hours and 37 minutes.
There you go. Now you were saying you took a perusal, a gander today. And the people that have been lurking in the weeds are starting to come out.
There's some big jumps. I think we're up like almost 50% on the Craig Conroy Flames experience. We're up to 1,900 there, almost at 2K, which is still a hell of a deal. How many of your buddies would be like, oh yeah, this one time I was watching Morning Skate with Connie and he mentioned that, like, no,
and I don't want to, I don't want to
That's crazy.
overpromise, but you know, Conroy,
Yeah.
You won't be disappointed.
he's not going to be, sorry guys, I got to,
It won't be a, hey, how's it going? Shake your hand. Goodbye.
it's not that kind of a thing. He's just the best guy in the world. So that is awesome. And again, all the money's going to Closer to Home. Today's the last day. We will send the money over and they start going to work. The real work for them begins. It's gift cards. It's all kinds of things. They then distribute them to the families, and the families have week and change to go out and do a bunch of shopping and get presents for their loved ones that just wouldn't be there if it weren't the support of people like you and the folks at Closer to Home. We also have the donation link.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm going to win an auction, but I still want to help out. There you go. You can fire in a little bit there, whatever works for you, and we'll make sure that all of that gets there as well. Nice.
Great cause.
It's a great cause.
Great call.
Love
Some
it.
great items in there.
Love it.
What else had the huge jump today? That bull busting's over 1,500. Love that.
Yeah, it's 4 VIPs.
It's sold out.
And it's a sold
Oh,
out.
I'll just go buy it from the. No, you can't. Sold out. Store walls over 1,000 too today. That's great.
Yeah.
That's climbing because that's worth a ton. That's great stuff.
Since we started talking about store wall, I'm appreciating mine more.
Yeah,
I was rolling up extension cords and hanging them up yesterday just to do it.
I'm starting to think about my garage and I don't like it at all. I need some of that store wall.
Because where are you putting your extension cords? Where is it? Just laying on the floor? Is it under your stairs? Like, what are you doing with it?
It's more boxes full of S.
Oh, it's not good.
Okay.
Not good. Talk about that. We got a lot to get to.
Friday, busy.
Football picks coming up. Let's do the Pinder Report.
Oh,
Is it a busy one?
Pressure.
you know what? We sure did have a football game. A lot on that. Very different than the hockey game, but kind of equally disappointing in a way.
Close in points.
Yeah. Oddly enough,
If you feel goals.
it's the end of year pre-owned sale. They call it a clear out. Over 70 units in stock at Village Honda,
Is that what it does?
starting from only $11,988 up to $2,000 trade bonus. So when you hear $2,000 trade bonus, does that mean here's what we would give you for your trade, plus we're going to tack another, like, is that what that
There's
would
an
be?
extra 2K. You just
Holy.
Oh, holy Dinah.
Like guacamole.
Is Anthony know what he's doing up there?
Careful there.
I'm just going to start buying used cars and go get an extra 2K every time.
Anthony,
It's going to be out of business in no
how are
time
we doing that?
because my business savvy is
You are-
untouchable.
Yes.
All makes, all models, all budgets. Village Honda, located in the Northwest Automobile. It's the Pinder Report.
All right, boys, let's head over to FlamesNation.ca and see how everyone's handling last night's shellacking and late shellacking, not unlike Dallas on Sunday, at the hands of the Tampa Bay Lightning. Nikita Kucherov, oh, just a cool half dozen. Jesus. Rhett last night. That's good.
It's really good.
How many games would he have to play for the Flames to lead them in scoring? 3 if he scored at that rate? 4?
He had
This is insane.
he had 6 points in 19 minutes and 11 seconds with 1 shot on net. The shot was a goal.
He's a wizard, man. It's funny. Like you start talking with him in dregs. The market doesn't help, but I don't know that there's a higher hockey IQ than that guy.
But even inside we talk about hockey every day, and I just remember
don't bring it up.
how's Kucherov doing? Is he?
Oh,
Yeah, he's got an
128 points.
18-point lead in the standings.
Yeah, last year.
And it's just the way he kind of, I don't know, he's almost like a shark.
Yeah.
He's just kind of lurking around. It's, oh, these open, that's in the net. Damn it. Oh, it's on that guy's tape now, because you saw it on that play, on the back check. He comes up the ice. It's like, shit, Kucherov. 3 guys go to him.
3 guys.
Perfect.
to him.
So Gensel's,
Yes, come to me, yes.
Gensel's like, all right, I'll just stand over here and wait. How? That Gensel was even there.
I'll ignore that guy because chances are
Poor Rune Dog. That's not a great hot. That's not on his all-time clip reel.
No, it's
It's not on the sizzle reel.
that's
But
it.
yeah, that's like there again. I knew he had a big night until it was 6 points.
fellas. You like 6?
San Fran likes it.
Not bad.
Jeez. Yeah, no kidding. Okay, standings. Let's go take a peek. Flames are still hanging around, but God, it's been a rough stretch for them.
Barely hanging around, right? Like,
Canucks got a big W last night. They got 2 games in hand on the Flames and ahead of them. Colorado 1 point ahead. They had an ugly loss last night at the hands of the Utahs.
Can I just No, I'll save it.
that's weird.
Well, I was just curious
Don't save it, use it.
how far down they have to, because it's now they're like 2 points from being out of that.
Pitcher,
That
and then how far
picture.
from that to the top 10? Not far.
Because I'm just wondering, you as the
The official inverse standings connoisseur.
well, not so, but even just you're the collaborator of the Pinder Report.
Yeah.
I just wonder
When
at
do we
what
start?
point do the
It'll be-
standings
yeah,
start to
2025.
Well, I mean, there's 4 games before Christmas. Will have a lot to do with it.
We might be lucky we're on break.
It might be a good time to recollect our thoughts. They currently sit 14th in the NHL in points and 10th from the bottom, 4 points, 3 points difference. That's it. So it's a huge clump. They're 3 points out of a top 10 selection. That doesn't feel like that's that close, but it is.
today they're on that they're on the screen.
Yeah.
They're right there.
So it just starts showing them and they're not on the screen. Like, yeah, we don't know. They're not up here.
I don't know.
Not up here. There is some great long-term news for the Calgary Flames as we got some releases of some images and videos, renderings of the new, don't call it the event center, Scotia Place. The England guitar. What are you charging for these instrumentals, by the way? I love
It's a
your work.
flat fee.
Yeah, okay. So they can use this as much as they want.
Yeah.
Nice.
Copyright friendly.
Yeah. So I don't know, like
What the hell's the bike lane?
I'm sure they're ever don't worry about it. Trees, you like trees, Rhett? It's kind of nice. And you can
Where's
see
when
the,
they grow, except usually when they plant them in those things.
it's just winter and they're tiny and they're losing to it in branches. You can see
Where's
how
the fire cannons?
they're
They're
gonna-
shooting fire in the air.
they're going
and
to put the
stuff.
lights on this at night and it's going to look like flames coming up the top there. There's the bike racks for you.
There you go.
You're going to bike to the
Like
rink.
that.
Or did you scooter to the rink? I saw that. Yeah.
This stinks.
Great,
Tear it down.
great. Yeah, there's the. What's
This
this?
is the best we could come up with.
Is this a sneaky little bar up top here? What do we got up on that ledge there? Look at that. I like that.
No,
Great news. In Edmonton, that huge toilet seat looking arena that they built, 10 years ago? Remember when they opened it, they had a huge problem. What was it?
No
Shitters.
toilets.
No pissers. 20% more washrooms than the Edmonton toilet seats.
I'm
Suck it,
still
Edmonton.
not sure that's enough. I'm not convinced
20%.
That's enough.
They also have a third man, a third women. The other third, they can slide depending on the event. So if it's like Ice Capades, you might need more females. And if it's like UFC, you might need more for the dudes.
Just have
Flexibility.
More. Lots more.
Yeah, lots more. A good looking building. It's not shaped like a cowboy hat or anything, but it's a nice building. There's the lights coming on, Dean. You're tough to impress, I know.
They take a lot of energy.
Let's go to the Eastern Conference standings. Dean will be more excited about that as we get to see more of the teams the Flames will play. Right at the very top. You see the
Wow,
Atlantic
look, the
Division.
Rangers are out.
Florida.
Guess who's back?
Florida's
Back again. Jackie's back. Tell your friend. Look at that.
Penguins to the moon.
They're sneaking in.
No, they're not.
I don't think they've been on this graphic we've had the entire season.
Well, in
But they're
fairness,
there.
it looks like have you added a team? Was it
Uh,
always
they had a
3
team.
deep
Is that
or
Photoshop? No, it's 3 usually.
wondering
It's
if
the
it
full
was
screen.
yeah.
What is interesting, they're 1 game under 500. Penguins have been playing better, and we'll see who they're chasing because the Rangers are 3 games over, a few games less played. We expect them to get their shit together, right? When did we
I agree.
really get worried about? Because there's still so much skill there
Well, you know what it means now is that the coach is off the hot seat. So that's good news.
for the Penguins. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think the Rangers
Hey,
coach
Jack.
still on the hot seat. Yeah.
He's going nowhere.
Yeah, he could stick around a little while.
I thought Sullivan to the moon. Or that's a
I
different.
mean, it was such a great
no, Sullivan to
fan.
the sun. Launch
Yeah,
him
it
into the
was
sun.
Yes.
3 weeks ago.
Penguins to the moon.
Get him out. I
It was
never
so
want
bad.
to see him again.
They've
He can
turned the
stick
corner.
around.
Good.
I love
Okay.
Jack.
So the next for the Flames, look right at the top. Florida comes in Saturday, then Boston as well. They're a little bit better after the coaching change, but still absolutely got annihilated the other night. Let's see. Okay. And then obviously the remainder of the homestand is
Did they-
Ottawa and Chicago.
They lost last night too, right? Didn't they?
The Bostonians, yeah.
Yeah.
They didn't
They lost in
come back
Seattle, I
with somebody.
believe.
Yeah. And they kind of got manhandled too, right from the first shift.
5-1.
Yeah.
Against the Kraken.
Kraken. Good, bad news for the Anaheim Ducks because Zegras torn meniscus right knee. 6 weeks though, not potentially the months that many had feared when it happened. Knee injuries. Flames will actually see the Ducks for the first time Jan 7. Won't be back by then.
Probably not.
We'll be at Richmond's hammering that pizza. Ooh. Late start. I know you like those, Dean.
Poor Trev.
It's a tough go, eh? It's like this GM's so mean to me. This coach is so hard on me. I just want to go make plays.
I just want to
like chest bump and have goofy handshakes with my teammates. No one likes me anymore.
do the Michigan and do some toe drags, and everybody hates me.
Yeah, what's up with that?
Sorry, buddy.
Yeah. The NHL used to be really, really bad at marketing, and then they kind of got okay, but it was a little cheesy. They're actually getting good at stuff now, guys. Check this out. Now, this is, I think, based on they watch the show. People in the NHL office love Barn Burner. Rhett had a big thing about tipping, right?
Yeah.
Like he went on his tipping strike for a while.
I noticed you didn't tip someone the other day.
And then feedback, I always tip. The feedback came back to Rhett, and he had to change his policy. Anyway, tipping a bit of an issue with NHLers too.
Tipping is out of control these days.
Tip, Swayman, a tough one for a goaltender.
Everywhere you look, tip, tip, tip.
Tip and goal. Under the arm of Sarles.
Sometimes all they did was stand it.
This goes off the left leg. That's pretty much how you're going to beat Markstrom.
And it's always when you're trying to save.
Tip in front. No chance for Ottinger.
What? I love tipping.
That's a good commercial,
It's
guys.
a good commercial.
Shit, that's been ages since they did. That's really good.
And
they
you
hired
watch-
someone smart.
The guys they can do it.
Yes. Stop getting them reading off teleprompters at award shows they don't want to be at, and get them
Yeah.
doing this.
Doing some
I enjoyed the sound effect of the drinky straw when Marchand went to take a pull.
I'd like
on
it to be lower if it's making that noise, though. Although maybe it's a really thick one. I don't know.
Yeah, if it's thick,
It's
you
good
probably wouldn't
commercial.
hear it. It was you got it.
Anyway, good work, NHL.
Yeah, good job. guys.
Huge slate tonight. Jack, let's throw it up. I mean, tons of action around the NHL. That's it. We get to the red and black teams.
Well, they don't want to go up
against each
against Friday Night Football.
rivalry night.
other. Who's red and who's black? Where are we playing? What are
Is
we
this
doing?
rivalry night?
It's the Canes and the Senators battling for who's forgotten about more.
Carolina's doing all right, frankly. But
It's
Nobody
true.
talks
It's-
about them.
yeah.
When's the last time you mentioned Carolina? When they were in town?
Yep.
So
Or Marty Natchez.
Yeah, Martin's been good. They're a very good team, and we keep waiting for the Sens to become a very good team. Hasn't happened yet.
Truth. What's going on in net? Because I know Anderson was hurt, and then
Yeah.
Kochetkov got hurt.
Well, and
What are they
had that
doing?
Spencer Martin that they claimed off waivers from the Canucks last year. He came up. I think they've signed someone to PTO, but
Right?
is Kochetkov back now? I don't know.
They're
That's a very-
18-9-1.
Yeah, does it matter? It doesn't matter.
Whatever.
Like whether it's Reimer,
I
Kochetkov.
guess that's okay.
Who cares? Who's in that?
Nah.
That's a good question. Who's in that?
18-9-1.
Very good.
Spencer Martin, Yanov Peretz has had a start.
They're even starting Parrots in net. It doesn't matter.
Maybe
what the
Kochetkov
goal
is back now, but it's
Jeez. Paraha?
yeah,
We doing that next week?
but
maybe.
Sure not to. It's an annual staple. Might get us flagged. We can live with it though.
Would it? That one I wonder.
I don't know.
Not sure what the
I
copyright
honestly,
is on
we
that
don't
one.
even know what gets us flagged. Let's be honest. Gab
Had a bad day, Mike.
Yeah, that's true. Gab McKenna, good at hockey, right?
Yeah.
So this is a guy that played as a 16-year-old last year, 17 this year, not even eligible for the draft. 30 games, 60 points, plus 24, leads the entire nation in points as a 17-year-old. And he's not even 17 yet.
I was going to say, it doesn't say 16.
It's a 17-year-old season.
Yeah, but
it's,
still.
or was he exceptional status last year? What are we even talking about? This is craziness. No, it's DuPont's exceptional. Yeah, he's going to turn 17 any moment.
Jesus, it says 16.
It's crazy.
You could just say 16.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Unreal.
not drafting this year.
Not draft eligible this year. Might play college next year is the rumor.
Well, even when we were talking about Celebrini,
A lot of money being thrown around. out there.
NIL money.
Celebrini, what did he have? 12 goals or something? He's
a point per
just
game.
he's a point per game. He's 18 years old.
And a young 18.
in the
right?
NHL.
Yes. Very good. That Mike Greer club's a lot better than people thought it was going to be.
Where is he?
Learn to skate, kids.
Yeah, learn to do everything. That guy does it all. Okay.
School.
Good news
Or
on the
go to
Zane
school.
Perrick front. Now, Zane's kind of been a poster boy for the Hockey Canada is building teams, not collecting all-stars, and he is on the revenge tour. Team Canada's World Junior hopefuls played a collection of university team players yesterday. Perrick was on the second pair, and assistant coach was quoted after the game talking about, there's some of the questions we have around Zane he's been answering the right way. And all the things he's saying is I've won at the junior level at the highest level in Canada. I'm ready to do what it takes here. He's a very Carlson-esque player. There's a lot of risk and there's huge reward, but he's trying to button down the back end.
Carlson.
Eric. like a defenseman that could get you 100 points kind of
Gotcha,
profile.
sorry.
But no, maybe not shut down
Got you.
or anything close to it. So this is the battle he's going to fight, Dean, and this isn't going to be the first we hear about it. It certainly was talked about a bit at the draft. Now World Juniors. Next year, there's going to be a conversation the Flames have at some point. Zane Perrick's offense can play in the NHL. Is he ready at the other end? And maybe even as soon as this spring, depending how far Saginaw goes, because he could come and play in the A. But the first decision is going to be Hockey Canada here as they make this team over the next week.
Like when Carlson came along, were they saying, like, make sure you can play good D?
No, it's just like, aren't you happy this guy's filling the net?
So are we going, like,
So why are we doing it?
Well, why is Hockey Canada doing it? Is really what
Hockey Canada doesn't know what they're doing. They have 8 gajillion people to choose from, and then you have a good team. I'm just
Look at our banners. Look at your country.
Is this going to be a Huska Conroy conversation where it's like, okay, we got to get this guy to play better defense, or are we going to be like, no, we're going to let this guy run?
Yeah, and I think you want guys to try to get better defensively, but what you don't want to do is turn an absolute unicorn offensive defenseman into a second pair guy that's just okay at defending. Like,
I guess if you
it's that balance, right?
Also, if you wanted a different type of player, like a defender, you could have just drafted.
You wouldn't draft Zane
Yeah,
Perrick.
you could have drafted.
Yeah, and again, you can find the Kevin Balls of the world more easily and at a lower cost than the
Poor Kev taking a beating.
good
was
defensive
Kev last
defenseman, right?
You've been good at the sandwiches today. Good, bad, good. You know what I mean? When you talk to your kids, you got to give them the sandwich. You're such a good boy, but you're horse shit at this. If you do this, you'll be better. Good, bad.
I like that you brushed your teeth. Your coach said you didn't back check last night, and your room's a mess. No, wait, I got to say something nice
bad.
there.
Yeah,
Your room's
How was your day?
going to look better when you clean
Oh,
it.
good. I saw you had a good mark on your test. That's awesome.
Yeah.
You left all the food, you left the milk out of the fridge after breakfast, and it went sour, and the kitchen's a fucking disaster. You got a big game tonight, hey?
Yeah,
Excited?
it's exciting.
I think, I think Granny's going to come watch you. Put the milk in the fridge.
Now, Rhett, are you running some coaching clinics or something? Because I'm starting to see some of your attitude rubbing off around the Western League.
I am definitely out there.
Let's go to the Oil Kings and the Tigers.
Oh,
the
there's
aforementioned.
jaw of two.
It's roommate's mother.
At it between the benches. Luke Pierce is jawing at Josh Mazer. We got everyone yapping back and forth. This is a rivalry, folks. If there was any question about it, they don't like each other one bit.
Joe Ginla went after McCann, apparently.
Kenna?
Did I tell you we get post-game interviews with these coaches? This is going to be a blast.
4 seconds left.
This has got shades of Calgary the first time these clubs played. There was a lot of this after the final buzzer. We also, by the way, haven't had the final buzzer yet. There's still 3.9 on the
See him?
clock.
Look at the and score.
No, he's yelling at me. Yeah, you want to come down? You
Yeah.
come down.
Luke
Somebody's
Pierce,
got to go.
head coach
There's the
of
shovel.
Someone's gotta get him out of there.
Somebody has to get him out.
Grab a hold of him.
Throwing the bird at him. I don't
Mazer
know.
sent down to the
That's good stuff. I love that. Fired up.
That's
Show
So
the
it's
beginning.
okay, like if these guys do it, but if I freak out on a ref, Pinder's all over me.
no. I think
Something about minor hockey, eh?
I think
Oh,
someone.
so this is okay.
I think someone is going to feel like that's not okay.
Yeah,
would
I think
guess
these
at the
guys are in
league.
Is
trouble.
that last night? All right.
Well, I don't know. This is the first time I've seen it.
Yeah, that just
know
came
that
this
Joe-
last couple nights. I
The
believe.
Ginla's boy went after that McCann kid from the hat.
All right.
because coach is probably already going to hear from the league,
Isn't that Willie Desjardins? I can't imagine he's standing on the hat.
giving
Bench
giving it to the
yelling.
ref, and now he gives the fan to look at the score. Look at the score. Look at
And the
fucking
shoveler's
score.
there. He gives the bird.
And now he's
Schindler's not there.
Yeah, look, she gives the bird right
now
here.
he's giving it to fans. Come on down.
You want some?
Yeah.
Oh boy. That's fun.
Too many cameras out there.
Got to be careful, Dean.
I've sifted through the entire Thursday night football game because I know you guys were glued to the Flames.
Good. Yeah.
And I've whittled it down to the most exciting,
All right.
20, 30 seconds.
Thank
so
God.
here we
Wait
go.
for this.
Jack, let's let her rip.
You guys, the only thing better than a corgi race is a GoPro footage of the race. And guess what? We are lucky enough right now to be joined by the winner. That's what
It's corgi race. How good is that?
Damn right.
Yeah. Now, I couldn't, 365, wide ranging markets. Couldn't find anything on the Corgi race, sadly.
God, how happy they are, eh?
Yeah. Come back to mama. Come on. Treat.
Look at that. Look at the speed.
I can run for days out here. This is the best ever.
It's a huge dog.
Turf.
Natural turf. Love it.
So that was the ball. That's the football game.
That was
Well, I mean, there was a football game, but here's the thing. If you're playing fantasy, I hope you're hungry for nothing.
Oh, no.
That's a good meme. Do you know this guy in the meme? He used to be on the Daily Show, and like he's absolutely insane. It's basically he has a reality TV show, and all he does is set people up and ruin their businesses. It's wild. He's a maniac. I need to find out more, Jack. Sorry, it was a tangent there. So what?
That was the football game. It was
Portions
dogs,
there's almost nothing.
Dogs and memes.
Well, here it is. There's actually more because on Sundays they do Red Zone, but they did something different last night. This is good.
You're watching the Punt Zone channel. It's nothing but punts. Never miss another exciting fair catch or thrilling second of hang time. It's 4th and long. Here's the snap. It's a fake punt. Cut away. Cut away.
Is that actually Scott Hansen, or
It sounds like-
somebody's doing a good Hansen impression?
I
If
think
not,
that's a Simpsons bit, and they might have got Scott to do it
that's pretty good.
because Homer was on his couch, and I think that part just was a snippet further. Pretty good, right?
It's a fake punt.
And so, cut away. Here's the thing: Devo Samuel, no interest in playing football.
Poor
I
Devo.
drafted him.
Yeah, he had a tough one. And look, you love the guy. If you watch the receiver show, he's awesome.
Yeah,
He don't have what he used to have.
I had Ayuk in one of my other ones, so
Yeah, that doesn't help either.
wasn't ideal either.
Who did I have that died? Oh, the Rache Rice. Fantasy death, not real death.
Yeah.
Don't worry about that. Anyway, a lot of punts, no touchdowns and field goals. And you're dead if any of your stars are playing in that game. in
Yeah,
fantasy
T's and P's.
playoffs. Yeah, Superflex League, I had both quarterbacks. So just get prepped for the draft next year. Good and fun.
Yeah.
Dean, I don't know how you feel this. Do you remember when Crystal Clear Gravy came out?
I do.
Well, because I think it was like a Saturday Night Live spin-off of Crystal Clear
Pepsi.
Cola. Yeah. And it was very funny. Right now, here we go. Can we do this? Glitter gravy. So there's gravy. Now you put the glitter in, you're thinking, well, that's not good. Glitter's not edible. And they're saying, well, this is edible glitter. I don't know, Dean.
If I walked in the kitchen and someone did that to my boat of gravy,
Who's pouring the gravy on their
veg?
I don't like that veg anyway. Peas.
This is they're leaving the house. You're not welcome back.
Jack, delete this. Get it off the screen.
That looks like a Yorkshire pudding there, though.
It does actually.
Do like a good Yorkshire.
So we're down on the glitter. Thumbs up, thumbs
out.
up, thumbs
Glitter's
down.
out on everything. It's on those cards and it gets it.
Gary Glitter was a creep.
He was a big time creep. Rhett goes out for one night with his buddies. He comes home, the glitter, tough to get off.
It's tough.
It's on your face.
Tough to explain and tough to get off.
It's in the shower when you're trying to get off.
Yeah.
Like glitter, tough to get off you.
I don't know where it came from.
Uh,
Somebody brought a present.
No.
Tis the season.
Here's the thing. If you had that gravy, well, never mind.
Yeah.
Okay, that's even that
Maybe you
gravy.
need the glitter.
What's
gravy.
going on with the glitter over here? What about this combo though? Because Jack's been really hyping up the theater popcorn. Let's have a watch here. Nacho chip with cheese, fry with the cheese.
Now, see, I saw this. My daughter is saying that it's not a French fry. It's one of those Takis,
Oh,
the spicy
it is too.
hot.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
a hot Cheeto,
Okay,
isn't it?
hot
so
Cheetos
next to the nacho chip, those are the Takis. You're right, and it looks like a fry because it's in the orange colored
Yeah.
cheese.
Those will make your bunghole sing
Right,
if you have too many of them.
Gary Glitter.
I think that's a win, though.
Also
Jack-
tough to explain.
Jack, W or L?
I think like you go without the popcorn, like the
popcorn.
cheese.
I don't.
No,
Yeah.
it's all or nothing. You don't get to.
Like this is a good combo. I'm eating that.
Yeah.
Win or loss. It's not.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
not-
it's an L.
it's an L for me.
I'm going for
W for Rhett.
It's probably a W.
I think it depends on my butter. Well, it doesn't really. I was going to say
It
the
doesn't.
butter layering, but no. I
When
don't-
you have a chip, you want it to be crunchy, and now the popcorn comes in, and it's I don't know. What are we doing here?
If it's fresh, so it's still crunchy.
It should be.
Try
I
it.
guess. Yeah. We're gonna need to do more research and get back to you.
You guys want to go to a movie?
Is there anything out?
Want it
that's
too.
decent?
Gladiator.
Oh, Gladiator 2's, huh?
This is a Christmas movie.
Let's see.
Christmas movie?
Go ahead, Ryan.
You want to go to Florida?
Yes.
Everyone loves going to Florida.
Florida.
Go swim in the ocean.
Big
go hang
fan.
out in the Everglades. Stay away from the Gators. You're going to be good, right? That's what this guy thought. Oh no, this is Florida man, right? This is Rhett when he's down there. He's got a different alias. He's the warthog from The Lion King. Let's go see that in the theaters.
Yeah, we probably didn't need this guy.
That made the cut, eh?
Hakuna Matata.
And you had that whole Florida setup.
We'll keep the
you did a minute of setup for that.
Dean, please look directly into this light. And now to Florida. Here we go, Jack.
I'd rather get nurse aid. Bro, you give him a name and
That's
the trauma.
Is that a shark? What do we got there, Rhett? That's chomped in on his arm here. Let's see that again.
Yep.
Oh, I don't like
That's
that.
a nurse shark.
A nurse shark.
They don't usually bite.
Darnell shark. Darnell. Not ideal.
That made the cut too, eh?
You know, we're moving in the direction of animals now.
I don't mean to critique. It's not nice.
We're heading to Australia, okay?
Oh, of course.
So, are you familiar with
next animal?
Goon?
The movie?
Nope. It's an Australian beverage. Goon. It's a really, 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 really cheap wine that you buy by the bag.
Okay.
So getting gooned is like, we're just going to get a huge bag of wine. It costs nothing and go get gooned.
Gotcha.
Getting gooned. Now, the problem is, well, it's tough to have open liquor at work and stuff. Here we go.
Can't hide bottles in your desk? Too hard to drink openly in the office? Stop. You need the Goon Suit. The Goon Suit looks like any other suit, but carries litres of cask wine seamlessly in the lining. Pour booze in through a special valve. And a mouthpiece disguised as a pen lets you drink with impunity, deep in thought in that meeting or kicking goals in that job interview. They'll never know you're really drinking Goon. No more awkward bottles. Call now and get the free Goon Suit phone attachment. It looks like you're taking a call, but you're really drinking Goon. And for a limited time only, you'll also receive the Goon Suit coffee cup. It looks like a regular coffee cup, but you put booze in it. Call now.
Wow.
Those Aussies.
Cutting
right?
edge, yeah.
Jeez, who would have thought of that?
Oh,
did we have the 1-800 number?
they love getting good.
We'll put it up on the screen. We'll put it in
I
the
don't know
chat
what the area
for
code
you.
is because
Yeah.
that's Australia 00. So I don't know.
A lot of numbers. Yeah.
It's a tough one. Anyway, speaking of Aussies, Aussie Brad checked in. Now, before we get to Aussie Brad,
Aussie animal.
he had an interaction with some Australian wildlife.
Oh, no.
He sent some photos to me 4 or 5 days ago. I said, Brad, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
I need you to tell us what we're looking at and how things happened. And I'm thinking like they're a day ahead there. This looks like late Friday night because, I mean,
Met you.
Oh, man.
Another home run.
How does he do it? So good. He raises the bar every time.
batting 1,000. No, we do have more photos of because he's claiming 3 meters. That's I don't know what that is. In
Well,
feet.
there's some girth to his.
Holy shit! Look at that.
Too big.
Man, can you imagine you go to take out the trash
That MFer's looking at you.
and he's sitting there being, hey, you got any good in there? What's in the bag, dude?
That's his neighbor there. Look at the beautiful land out there. Eh?
Well, I don't know. A little intimidated.
Yeah, stay out of the long grass, that's for sure.
Well, he's just said, look out for the brown ones and we'll be okay.
Yeah,
So
the brands
sounds fine.
You get the other picture too, because that's like, ooh, yeah.
So what is that? A
That's its
severed
head there.
How do you lose your head when you're that?
Shovel.
Yeah, you need some sort of a machete or something, don't you?
Or an animal with teeth.
Well, a big one.
That's what I'm saying.
Trigger. Hope
Yeah,
Trigger's
I
alright.
hope Trigger's okay. Yeah.
T's and P's for Trigs. That'll do it on a Friday. Pinder Report. Shouts to Aussie Brad. That was, I didn't know he's a big heart guy. Well, CanCon.
Well, yeah.
There you go. He must
Live,
have picked that
too.
up in Alberta.
How do I get you alone? We got to go see this guy.
I think we do.
God. It feels like maybe he had one or two before he took the vid, too.
Really?
Yeah. He was, well, I guess he held up the brown liquor. Was that probably first drink? Just
settling in.
Felt like it. Village Honda, Northwest Auto Mall, online at villagehonda.com. It's new. It's pre-owned. They want to get you into a vehicle. They're going to do what it takes. Good people. Great selection of all and pre-owned and new. The Ridgeline, the Accord, the Civic. Big fan of the Ridgeline.
Love the Ridgeline.
I saw one out front.
Yep.
Every day. Don't run into it.
Wonder whose it is.
Someone that needs to get his car washed, I think.
Yeah.
Getting dirty.
Yeah, it's time.
There's this thing you can buy.
I also put a pick into the run today there, Jackie boy. I got sent this one yesterday. And again, it's kind of when Aussie Brad, it's a long distance kind of deal. The Twitter account says there's a YYC in it. Finally going to try the Barn Burner Blonde from Origin Brewery and co-branded by the best media boys in Canada.
Yeah.
Also got to meet the one and only Man Deep.
The deeper.
Not a boy, long oil.
Perfect for the West Ed Mall tourney, I'm guessing is what WEM
I was wondering what WEM was. Yeah.
is probably there. Now, can you grab the other photo? It zooms in. You know what that is? That's a satisfied customer.
That's a happy guy. Right
That's
there.
a happy dude right there.
I love to see that.
Can I tell you a story?
Yeah, please.
Or are you done?
Is it about a man named Jed?
No.
West Edmonton Mall?
It's about the big humans. Old man named Wilbur. And the shoveler ran into Wilbur because his grandson and my kid were playing each other in Abbotsford. The big humans old man came up to the shoveler and said, that beer, best beer I've ever had.
Oh!
Wilbur.
Will.
Would Wilbur, would he know what he's talking about?
Yes.
It wasn't like that hamburger on the desert island. He's had
Yeah.
beers before.
Yeah, well, that's good.
Okay, that's great review. I love that.
Because if you're not a really like a beer drinker and say it's good, then it's like, well, does he really know? But Wilbur would have a solid track record, you say.
A keen palate.
Awesome.
Yep.
I'll put our blonde up against anything I've had in the city of Vermont.
Awesome.
It's unbelievable.
This one here from Low. Heading to Strathmore Standard this weekend. A little U11 tournament. We're paying a visit to Origin for
Yes.
sure. There you go.
Spruce Road, Spruce Drive.
Yeah, that's right. Spruce
That's
Drive,
where Origin
Spruce-
is.
You know where it
It's
is. It's on the main drag, and then you hang a left or a right, depending on which way you're
not
going.
on the main drag.
60 Spruce Park Drive in Strathmore.
Thank you.
The Calgary location is open Thursday through Saturday. It's open. 943 28th Street Northeast. And we're going through the burner bundles, the holiday burner bundles. They're still available. Go online, and then you can go pick them up at either location, whichever is more convenient for you.
Perfect.
What's in it? It's a 4-pack of the Barn Burner Blonde. Wilbur says that's the best beer I've ever had.
My boy Willie. Whoops.
Hopefully that's free. Is he going to charge us for using his likeness? And
Well, I think it'll be all right.
throw him a 4-pack.
Throw him a 4-pack,
I'll
yeah.
get him a few.
A 4-pack of the Barn Burner Blonde, a 4-pack of the Afterburner Pale Ale, and then a t-shirt or hat, a piece of merch from Origin, which you get to select on their website. Put it in your cart, you pay for it, then you go and pick it up. And it's a great gift.
Be a hero.
Hell of a gift.
50 bones, put that under the tree. They're going to say, yeah, but it's warm. And you say, you're welcome, dick. Then go put it in the fridge for them. And in a few hours, you can say, hey, sorry for calling you a dick.
Watch out,
And you
Bill.
cheers that and say, the shirt looks good on you. And he or she will say, yeah, it does. Thanks. That's a great gift.
Really
And you
good
can
gift.
say, yeah, I know. I'm good at this.
I picked it. I know.
Yeah. West End Mall.
Yeah, I heard some very
Mid-December at the mall.
everything about West Edmonton Mall is mid.
I was there. I told you guys I was there. 3-4 weeks ago for a thing, and I can't imagine it being busier than it was. It was shoulder to shoulder, and they had a kids hockey tournament. It's not like you just roll up to the front door and walk in with your bag.
No.
Where are you parking? And then hauling your kids. Nightmare.
It's good and bad, the West End Mall tournament.
The kids will love it.
Yeah,
because there's lots of people. It's a unique spot to play.
It's a do it once type of thing.
But
I've heard Do It Zero is very
in
nice
December.
Someone that just did it last year.
Do you feel obligated to participate in all the?
I've heard it's less and less state of the art. Like there used to be that amusement park, and they're just one at a time slowing them down as they fall into disrepute.
Yeah, I don't know.
Someone went on a tangent last night. It was pretty epic. I'm going to spend Scottsdale.
Sure. They were talking about potential kid tourney or what?
Went there last year, and apparently not a great ROI for what was expected. Or what
Gotcha.
you could spend those dollars elsewhere.
I see.
It's Edmonton, though.
So go to Lethbridge.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
See?
They got a pool.
That curling rink you're raving about?
Curling rink. I saw a guy. This is you. This is why you can play. He must have had a bad hip or knee.
Stick?
Yeah. He didn't even go down.
Yeah.
Threw it with the stick.
Those guys beat us last week in our league.
The curler?
He's using the stick.
Like a shuffleboard
type
of deal.
Yeah, they get older and they got to use the stick.
Can't get down. Can't get in the hat.
Got to get up to get down. Can't do it anymore. You got to.
When I'm up, I can't get down.
That's right. Can't get down. Got to get level.
Nope. Can't do it.
That's the demoralizing one.
There's 4 of us. We could have a team. I know you're already on a team. We could trade you.
It's only one night a week.
Jack?
All these years you've been hammering about curling. Now you want to do it?
It is a bit of a.
You know what I
heel turn
see
there,
coming
isn't
in my life?
What's that?
Old
The
age.
kids leaving the house.
Yeah.
You need activities.
I dream of that day.
Well,
I have one that should be out, but is still there. That's the other thing.
This is going to be your problem, and that's your world, is that you've created something. Yeah.
He blames you.
You want them out.
Not picking that
I don't, and it'll vice versa.
The twain shall meet.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Like your
It's a
kid
little
is
reverse
there.
psychology.
Oh, you got at least 4 or 5 more years, Steve, of having all 3.
That's a bit of a goosh.
It's a lot of food. A lot of
You love
meals.
to cook.
I do love to cook. It's fine. Bet365, time for our football bets.
Pumped about this week. I'm absolutely jacked.
Now we are
Jack.
heroic in nature. You're probably saying to yourself, "What are the games tonight?" No. Tomorrow? No. Not till Sunday. That's right. And you're going on YouTube
Friday
and
Stata?
staking your reputation based on
what?
You don't know what the weather is. Is everyone playing? You don't know, and you're gonna. That's right. It's what we're prepared to do, and you're welcome. Bet365, the world's largest sports betting platform. Open an account with Bet365 today and start enjoying the fun. Get that app. Use the promo code NATION. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. So that is where we are at week 14.
For a turn.
Not a lot. There's not a lot left here, guys.
I don't like my trend here. I'm creeping back towards 500. I used to be neck and neck with Rhett.
Jack is still out in front, 29 and 16.
Tidy.
Warner, 27, 17 and 1.
I think we have to go back over that. I think.
Pinder, 24, 20 and 1. And a solid week last week gets me over the 500,
Proud of
23
you,
and
Dean.
22.
Proud of
Good for you.
Back
Just
over.
grinding
Everyone
away.
is
Back
so
to sea
happy
level.
in this room for you.
Yeah.
Your whole attitude, your demeanor's better.
Is it? Thanks.
You're lighting up
Yeah.
our life.
Thank you, guys.
You are our Christmas tree.
So here's what we've done. We put some bets together. Jack, you're
I want Rhett to go first because this is going to go off the rails instantly.
See, I didn't know which way you wanted to go. If you wanted to end with that or start with that, okay.
Let's figure this out right away.
All right.
What are we looking at here?
What the hell's going on here?
What?
There's 5 games there.
I have to make up ground. I can't point shave. I have to go with more picks.
I agree.
Well, then we have to sort by points percentage or something stupid here if
but
we're not
you-
going to have the same
you
games
love
played.
points percentage.
I do, but I don't see that in our leaderboard.
Well,
It's
just a
Walk us through your picks, Rhett.
We all went to school. We all had to take math. It's just a mathematical equation that I'm sure we could figure out the points percentages. Everyone knows I'm a Bills fan, and the Bills are wonderful, and I love Josh Allen. If he wanted to marry me, I'd marry him.
Getting points.
Yeah. In Detroit, they're not going to lose 2 in a row. Love you, Lions. Not today. Sorry. The Broncos, I got a bunch of riff-raff buddies going to that game. I got to take them. Right?
Very scientific.
Yep.
Jack, I don't want him walking around all happy and sassy without me being part of it. So
Week
I'm
before
going,
Christmas.
Yeah, I'm going with Steelers, 5.5.
Big game.
Absolutely. They may not win, but they're certainly not going to get shit pumped. Dallas Cowboys, everyone's underestimating the Cowboys. Right? So what are they going to do? They're going to go to Carolina, Dean. You've been to Carolina?
Nope.
It's
Beautiful.
boring.
Charlotte.
Dallas Cowboys will crush with Rush.
Is that yours?
Cooper?
I stole it. Who are the Packers playing?
Doesn't matter.
Nope.
-2.5.
Yep.
We'll take it. Let's go get the victory.
He's playing all-star team and still taking by 2.5.
It's a big week for Retro, but I feel good about it.
Question.
A very big week, if I might say so myself. That's the night game in Seattle, by the way, the one at the bottom.
I
Gotcha.
hate Seattle. It's always rainy.
So Ryan has been kind of protective of how we do these picks. There have been some suggestions brought up, and they've been flatly.
Well, it's just we've done something a certain
We
way.
do 3. It works great. Okay.
It has. It's you know.
Because 4 is not
What are you
would not
trying to
work
say?
great.
Well, I mean, what if I end the season with 40 picks and Rhett said 65? Like the whole idea of having a leaderboard would be like, at least we're doing something that's the same, right?
Well, to this point, everyone's picked 3
Yeah.
with a month to go. Maybe we pull the shackles off of everybody. Let's take a look at my picks, Jack.
Who needs rules?
So Rhett, I'm breaking the.
Jesus.
Oh, what's this?
Son of-
Completely unplanned. I didn't say a word to you. I got to listen. I'm over 500. I got to gain some ground. So my 3 picks this week. The Commanders are at the Saints. There's no car. They stink.
They do stink.
They're and it's
Jake Hayner?
No good.
No.
Yeah, Commanders 7.5 on the road. It's a lot, but I'm giving it away. The Bengals, they're putting up points. Just the Titans, their defense is no good. The Bengals, but Titans can't keep up with that offense. -5 on the road is a lot, but I'll do it. Steelers, same thing.
Big game.
This might be an Eagles win, but it feels like field goldy. But I even kind of like them outright in this one.
Really?
I'll take the 5.5.
He's the Steelers fan here. He's more optimistic the last 2 weeks than Jack's been.
And my third game is the Packers.
Come on.
On the road in Seattle.
Did you say your third game?
Yep.
-2.5 for the Pack. Big game for the Packers there on the road.
Really hope you go 1-3, Dean. Let's get to my picks this week. We do have a little overlap. I also like the Commanders on the road against a pretty listless Saints club. Who never covers?
The Kansas City Chiefs.
Who do I believe are going to be eventually outed as frauds?
The Kansas City Chiefs.
And who is going to have the most annoying pregame rant thinking he's Shakespeare, motivating his crew in mucky Cleveland?
Jameis Winston.
I don't know if it does.
Browns +4. Let's go. Wow. Also, the Miami offense starting to click a little better. You get Hill and Waddle involved. What a crazy idea. They're in Houston getting points. They might lose this thing. I think they can hang offensively. Houston hasn't been right for a while. So I'm going to take the points with Miami.
And they've been a bull ride for you, the Texans.
They really have.
They've
Every
been-
time I think I can peg them, they go the other way.
So
Watch your verbs.
you're pegging them here to be the losers.
I've got I am selecting the Miami +3 in this matchup.
Gotcha.
Those are one of my 8 picks. There we go. I'll let you know the others on Monday, and we'll adjust the rest.
So and then you had the Commanders as well.
I said
7.5
off the top.
Yes, on the road there.
To our fearless leader, Jack.
I'm going to take 3 teams coming off bye weeks. Baltimore -16.5.
Whoa.
I don't remember a spread this big in a long time.
Right.
Do you guys see the Giants practice report yesterday?
No, please tell me something.
I don't do a lot.
They
of
went
Giants.
0 for 17 in the red zone
No.
At practice.
at practice.
Against
And they went
their own backups.
and then they went 0 for 4 against air like literally with no defense on the field.
Against air.
Yeah, against air.
No defense.
Like Danny DeVito throwing the ball to the end zone, the guy drops it, or it's just missed. So we'll take the Ravens
windy.
minus 16.5. I'm on the Houston side coming off a bye. They haven't been very good.
So you're pegging the Texans also.
I will be pegging the Texans.
Jeez.
And then, yeah, I'm with Ryan as well with the Commanders. Saints, no Derek Carr for the rest of the year. I like them to cover 7.5.
Are we all in the Commanders?
No.
You guys are on a lot of teams.
I am.
Right?
Weren't you?
One missing the Manders.
Because you are for sure. We just talked about it.
What are you excited about the Commanders?
No, I just
coming up by.
They've let me down.
I need Brian Robertson to get about 8 touchdowns. Other than that, yeah, let's go.
He'll be fine.
Be fine.
Brero.
Jack, did you take your Steelers? No. You did not.
No. I'm torn. The Steelers have been horrible against the Eagles all time, like really bad. But Russell Wilson dominates the Eagles.
Yeah, it's a weird dichotomy.
That's
there.
why I took him.
What do you make of what's happening in Philadelphia with the AJ Brown upset with the quarterback? And
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's much. We were talking about this on our football show yesterday. They're pretty close. AJ Brown and Jalen Hurts.
Wednesday
What are they going to do? They're going
Godfather.
to put in. They can put in Kenny Pickett. I'd like to see that.
No, we'll pass. You would have liked to see that a lot.
You are a fan.
Preseason.
Yeah, you are a fan. So there you have it. Get your app. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. And if you've not signed up and you do now, use the promo code Nation. Do we want to do a quick parlay? Sorry,
If
Ryan,
you
probably
want.
get going, eh? Kids out of school.
Yeah, getting the voice messages.
Let's go.
We're good.
All right.
Everything's fine. No, they're safe and they're under control. I just didn't.
Somebody sent me something. I don't know.
Team parlay.
Poly tank.
Team parlay.
Do you want to do a parlay?
Yeah.
Team parlay.
Okay.
So let's saunter through the old 3-6-5 app and see what we like.
And you don't want it to be games we've already selected.
It doesn't matter. I mean, it'd be fun if you had other ones, but we can do whatever.
Okay. So there was the Ravens Giants. Giants getting 16.5. I'd be on that side. Jack's already on the other.
But
I'd
puke.
I'd
It's
probably
such a
stay away
gross spot.
altogether.
Yeah.
Bengals -5 on the road in Tennessee.
I do like Cincinnati there.
Sure. I'm not going to argue. It's Christmas.
Jack?
Yeah, not arguing.
Okay, we'll put it into the final. We'll put in the bucket here. Cincy -5. Cowboys Panthers. This is a odd and a rare. Panthers favored in a point spread. -2.5 at home to Dallas.
I like the Panthers here. Bryce Young's starting to look good.
I kind of do too.
Hubbard's been playing well, but I know Rhett was on the
But it's
Cowboys.
Gush with Rush or what was
Something
it?
like
Yeah.
Easy.
Jack, leave it.
Leave it. Yeah, I'm on the Cowboys side.
Okay. Chiefs Browns -4 Chiefs.
I told you I like the Browns here because
Yeah.
the Chiefs don't cover. It is kind of a gross number for Cleveland, who's got like 4 wins or whatever, but still.
I'm inclined to take the Chiefs, so we'll
Okay, pass.
pass. Dolphins Texans.
The bye thing, I didn't like hearing that.
Houston
Jackson.
-3. I don't love the game.
Yeah.
Next.
Jets at
Oh,
Jaguars.
we gotta bet this.
I feel like the Jets screwed this up. They found a way. They just suck.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Is it Mac Jones?
It's got to be, isn't it?
Right.
I don't know who else is there. Lawrence is dinged up, right?
I like the Jags +3.5.
So yeah, plus the field goal.
Is ETN a factor? Is he playing?
It's all Bigsby now.
He,
anyway.
Bigsby, right?
Yeah, he got untouched.
Yeah, it's been most of the year. Bigsby just taking it away from him.
Jags +3.5.
It's a tough slate all of a sudden.
Commanders, we're all except -7.5.
How do you feel about it?
in New
I'd be
Orleans?
fine with the
Coming
Commanders.
off by?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll add that. Jacksonville's in or out?
Out for now.
Okay, good. Keep moving.
Well, we'll reconvene.
Yeah, good.
Bills Lions.
What a game.
I think it's gonna be a great game, and I'm inclined to just take the points because I think I just think we get a close game. Who's gonna have the ball last? Who knows? I'll take the points.
Jack,
Yeah, I agree.
really?
Do you know?
He doesn't like it.
Kneecap biter?
His kneecaps.
He's thinking about that loss to the Rams last week, isn't he?
No, you know what though? You're getting 2.5. The whole story has been how decimated the Lions D has been. And if there's an offense that could maybe exploit that, it may be Buffalo.
You take the 2.5 or not?
Maybe.
Okay.
Denver, home to the Colts, -4 now for Denver.
Oh, I got some riffraff buddies going. So
You do have some riffraff
It
buddies.
did just change. There's a half extra.
Denver.
You got to get that extra half point.
Yeah. Jack.
I like Denver. I keep betting against them, and they keep winning.
Who the hell are the Colts?
Nobody's.
They hate each other.
Anthony Richardson might pull himself. No.
Patriots at Arizona. Dregs
What a
loves the
game.
Cardinals.
Yes, he does.
Arizona -6.
They got a win to hang around in that NFC West. They're at home. Let's go.
Yeah, they have not looked good.
No. Keep waiting for Kyler to do things.
We've talked about the Steelers and the Eagles. It's +5 now for the Steelers. Because we have them at 5.5, right? Love it.
Wow. Extra half point.
Uh-huh. Chargers by a field goal at home to the Bucks.
I like the Bucks here.
It's just one of those, honestly, it's one of those weekends where it just feels like that's about where I just wouldn't go.
Wouldn't touch it.
The Bears did me so dirty last week.
I actually like Minnesota a bit.
-7. They're giving up 7 in Minnesota.
This was at 6.5 earlier, but still, the full touchdown's a lot. But the Bears just haven't been able to do anything.
And the Falcons are in Vegas.
Two bad teams.
Giving up 4 on the road to the Raiders.
I'm glad this better, but yuck.
8 picks, 0 touchdowns.
Kirk Cousins,
for old
folks.
Kirk. It feels like it might be a get right spot there for Atlanta, but
do we like any?
I'm not super passionate about. So the ones that we put on the cooker,
Cincinnati.
I like Cincy -5.
Washington.
I'm okay, I guess. Jags +3.5. Just the hook there with the half point.
Yeah.
Okay.
Freaking Aaron Rodgers. Commanders -7.5. Bills +2.5. And then we had Arizona -6.
Or do you like Denver there more?
Mm.
Those.
Kind of like I don't know if I love the last 2. Arizona -6.
That's yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we got a quorum.
Cincy, Jags, Commanders, Bills.
Yep.
All right. That's our 4-game. Can't go wrong parlay.
Love it.
Speaking of that, because we did extra picks, do parlay rules impact those picks? Where if we get one wrong, we don't get any of them right?
Stop it.
If we're gonna go above the 3 games,
on Monday or Tuesday we could come back to revisit, and I'll take my top 3.
Okay.
Because
What's top 3?
I know Pinder likes just 3 picks, so I'll take my top 3.
Yeah, he didn't say how many you
Oh,
selected,
no, that's
but
fine. Yeah.
good stuff.
Well, that pizza smells good.
Yeah, where is it?
I don't smell any pizza.
What's
Jack.
happening this weekend? Because we're kind of
I'm home alone. I've been abandoned.
Brown liquor season indeed.
I'm building rinks. Anyone want to come over? And
not really. What's the shopping situation? Are you good
I'm
or
close?
Yeah.
I'm
What do you get? Twins. What do twins get?
We got a lot of hockey gear.
Yeah.
Just keep growing. But we need something that's like more games and fun. So
That's the thing.
yeah. But you don't want to
Because we're very much
just gonna
in the
We
mode
should
where
get
the
them a
kids have
dog.
all the stuff they kind of
Yeah.
like.
Get him a dog.
So then you get them stuff that they kind of need, but that's
You
not
could
really
bring
fun.
the dog in here.
Ixnay on the Og Day. Ifeway is Ian K.
Oh, dogs are the best.
I
You
don't
love a
want some
dog.
Did you see that
I'm
corgi
getting
running
a
around?
German Shepherd.
Purse Corgi. No.
How about-
Smart.
The guy to ask is really Jack.
Yeah,
what
Jack,
are you
what
doing this weekend?
Tonight, I'll be at the ODR in Pritis.
Oh, baby.
That really?
Yeah, you want to come?
Playoffs?
Really? Like by the gas station?
Yeah, by the gas station. Yeah, we go out there when it freezes and
Gonna be standing room only
play some
now.
hockey.
Take your popcorn.
About to get busy.
I will be
Oh,
taking
what a
the
great
popcorn.
idea. Below zero. Are you still doing those
Did you
courses?
try it?
No, those courses are done. The semester's over.
Okay.
Horses?
Courses. You're
And
taking
tomorrow I'll
some-
be at home. And Sunday I
Higher
will also
learning.
be at home. And then I get to hang out with Elmo,
Who?
my boss.
How's the popcorn?
I haven't tried it yet.
You didn't even put the picture up on the show.
You didn't share the picture.
Oh my God.
Where's the popcorn from?
Do we do free plugs?
Is it
No,
is it theater
Abe-
popcorn?
Yeah, it's from Canyon Meadows Theater.
Okay.
What?
It's not your favorite popcorn? Boy.
Really?
They
Can we
got
give-
they got the BOGO.
Can we give the opposite of the of free plugs? The disparaging plugs? Is
Really? That bad?
how that works?
Jeez.
You give them the free one, and I'll kind of go the other
It's
way, and it
theater
all balances
popcorn.
out.
So, like, if you go to that theater, you're not going to get popcorn because
No, there's absolutely popcorn there. Yeah, and butter and all that.
So, if you went to a movie there, you wouldn't get popcorn.
Of course.
Well,
I mean,
then
I'm not a. Come on. not an animal, but
You guys want to go to a movie? I said that already.
I know
Doesn't
you
sound like
did.
anyone's busy.
I'm so busy.
All right, well then push the button. Let's go.
You know what he's doing? He's been playing Guitar Hero all weekend.
Oh God.
No, mom is away, so I got
And so you're not playing Guitar Hero all
No, I'm
weekend?
running people around is the problem.
You have people with driver's licenses.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah, I know.
True.
Wouldn't you think, right?
I would think.
Yeah.
Rhett's top 5?
Nope.
Okay. Let's get out of here.
I can do top 5, but I
Top 5 things you'd rather be doing than Rhett's top 5.
top 5 things I'm going to get from Bonton Meats right now.
Hey,
Prime
nice.
rib, fillets, D&L in Saskatoon. Love the chicken breasts at Bonton, and then I will be getting a mahusive,
Yeah.
order of potato salad.
Oh, God. Double bacon.
And you know what? I'm going to go on Keller's advice here. He just texted me, said, throwing in some, what do you call it? Ham and garlic sausage.
Oh, nice.
Best ever. There's my top 5.
Pretty damn good top 5 right there.
Moana 2 is out.
No.
Just saw it last weekend. It's a
Ham,
banger.
garlic sauce, best you can buy.
Wicked, the musical.
I've been to that.
Isn't there like
in
a
Chicago in February.
funny comedy Christmas?
I was New York Broadway
Really?
years ago.
That's you.
Red One,
Big city guy.
which is the Rock
I actually
Christmas
think you can
movie.
watch
That's the one.
I think
Yes.
you can watch that one at home now. Anyway,
I don't.
are you actually looking at movies? Because I'm not going to a movie with you.
Oh,
You asked twice today if we wanted to go to a movie.
What do you mean, Rhett? You
Fine.
just
changed his mind.
You literally said, "Do you want to go to a movie?" So I check out the movies, and now you're saying, "What are you looking at movies for?" I'm not going to a movie with you.
I'm very busy. I got to build a rink. Bring the kids over.
just come to the Pritis rink.
Why don't you come to my rink?
You got-
This is better than my rink.
You have boards?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Not allowed to, but I do.
yeah. Once you put them up, yeah.
You're gonna get tricked into putting up boards, Jack. Careful here.
Once you bring you got your
Very
toolbox
careful.
Nice
and
too.
stuff, Yeah.
Very careful.
Be up real
Yeah.
soon.
Just kind of in advance of it, to everybody who's and listen, I get it. There's fatigue and all that, but to everybody who's either placed a bid or put up with us talking about the bids for the top shelf elf, we appreciate it. Thank you for your bids. As it all comes to an end today, we'll get the money over to closer to home, and they will then go shopping for the families that need it. And we've learned that they are super appreciative, and it's become something that they kind of count on every year. So thank you to you guys for helping them help the people who need it most. So that is awesome.
Reminder that the link for financial donations as well is going to be open over
Yeah.
the course of the weekend beyond when the auction goes. So if you missed out on an item, but you really want to support the cause, you can still do that into next week.
Couple bucks, $5, whatever works. We will make sure that it gets there as well going into next week.
Any
So-
super chats?
Yeah,
Or we
2
good?
more super chats.
Super chat. I feel like I need some
We do need something for that.
super chat.
You got all weekend to do it.
Super.
Since you're not going to a movie.
I am not going to a movie for Youth Centers of Calgary.
There we go.
Maybe I could get the guy who did the Frank Baum songs.
Can you afford that?
This guy here is dead. Has thrown $2 into the kitty. Has an arrow up emoji and flame season.
Well, cross him off then.
I wonder. Holding out hope for
Nope.
the is
No.
What's that symbolize?
The
that
arrow is pointing
at the dead
this
guy.
guy here is dead, and the guy there that's dead.
Oh, way too deep for me. I'm not in on this.
This guy here is dead.
Woo! Ride Star 17 279 started watching Matthew Schaefer clips last night.
Elite.
They're gonna have to drop a long.
Yeah, they
way
gotta
or
go
do
away.
real good at the lottery.
Matt Schaefer's expected to be a high draft pick.
Competing for number 1. This sounded like the James Hagen draft. You got him, Mortone, Misa. Like there's 4 guys. It's 4-horse race right now. Is what the nerds are
Is
saying.
Misa the name of the? Didn't
That's
that
the brother.
Star Wars thing?
Oh, that's Han Solo.
Jar Jar
No,
Binks.
Jar Jar Binks say Misa all the time.
Misa like you,
Yeah,
Mr.
right?
Luke. Yeah.
Oh God,
We
is
gotta get
that
outta
why
here.
his name is Misa?
It's his last name.
It's his
It's
last
not
name.
named after
But
a
yes.
Star Wars 1 episode.
Wow.
For sure it is. Yeah.
Misa ready to be done with this S.
All right. Don't do it, Dean. We gotta go.
We gotta go.
That'll do it.
See you, buddies.
Hit the action.